Chapter 4272, Elder Martial Brother Longchen, why do you want to give up revenge? Why don't you kill Long Outyen? A strong man yelled angrily. His eyes were red. Longchen said with a smile, "It doesn't matter whether you kill him or not. In my heart, their lives are not as important as yours. We are all brothers who fight side by side and share life and death. If you can lay down your life to support me, I, Longchen, will surely lay down my life to accompany him. What's he, Longation? I won't take his life until today." Brother Longchen. Someone choked. They did not expect a small decision, but in exchange for dragon dust such a peerless strong man's life to accompany. Good brother, as I come out of the siege, each of you is the hope of the future of the human race. If you treat me as a brother, you will rush out alive. Longchen shouts, and a long sword comes out of his hand. It's a magic weapon. Longchen, no matter whether it's smooth or not, rushes out with the crowd. Time doesn't wait for us. Longchen must take the people to rush out as fast as possible. Once surrounded, even if Longchen has the ability to understand the world, he can't protect them. They rush out along the direction of the Terran, so the encircling people need to surround them in a larger circle, so that they can hope to kill them with the help of the strong. Puff, puff, puff. Longchen, holding the magic knife as the sharp sword of the whole team, rushes straight to the outside. The stars on the magic knife are shining, and there is no one to stop where they pass. In front of Longchen, the innate heaven-level strong are still not enough to see, one by one, brave and unstoppable. The dragon dust is in front, and the strong one of the undead group is behind. He rushes out as fast as he can. All the way, he lies dead for thousands of miles, and the blood flows into a river. Let's go. At this time, the strong people of the human race also killed, and the strong people of the academy led by Baizhantong arrived at the first time. I can't go. Go to hell. A break to drink, purple sky. Suddenly is Su Jiaqiang killed, that break to drink from Su Jiazhu. Boom boom. The endless purple chi flow, the powerful pressure to the sky, the body of Longchen and others suddenly trembled, and the violent pressure made their chi and blood stagnate for a while. Half-step immortal class strong, to a group of young people your age, live to the dog? At this time, a cold hum came, a bone spear pierced the sky and stabbed the Su family leader. Hearing that voice, Su Zichuan and other strong members of the moon-watching clan could not help but be overjoyed. It was their clan leader who made the move. The spear broke through the sky, and the sky cracked. The Su family leader's face changed, and a purple sword cut into the void. Boom! With a bang, the whole world shakes. The power of fury makes countless people feel as if they were trampled by a giant beast. Poof! A lot of strong people's blood gushed, and their faces were shocked. Is this the power of the half-step immortal strong people? Kaka kaka. The earth began to crack and the earth's crust began to sink. A half-step contest between the immortal and the strong directly deformed the landform. When did the moon watchers become pets of the Terrans? The master of the Su family was shaken back by a blow, and he was shocked and angry. Mouth stinks, Su Jinxiong gave a cold hum. He didn't want to talk to him. His bone spear glowed and stabbed the owner of the Su family again. Longchen, let's go. Baishaole's mother called to Longchen. Originally, she was going to use pupil technique to send Longchen and others away directly. But I'm afraid that there will be a terrorist who will interrupt the transmission, which will be too dangerous for the people in the transmission, and may be crushed by the force of space. Moreover, in the battlefield, the space is unstable, and there is a great risk in using pupil technique. Now, there is a half-step immortal strong hand, and the space law is destroyed. In this area, no one can transmit, even the transmission symbol is invalid. With the resistance of the strong such as Baizhantong, the pressure of Longchen and others relieved a lot in an instant. After all, there is no encirclement now, and everything is in time. Boom! At the rear of the team, two giant dragons kill madly. Lei Linger has already killed her eyes red. Sometimes she turns into a thunder dragon, and sometimes she kills the strong of Tianlei purple lizard with a crazy blade. Whenever the strong of Tianlei purple lizard is killed, her life scale will be deprived by her. The life scale of Tianlei purple lizard has the ability to absorb the thunder from heaven and earth. With it, it is equivalent to a reduced version of spirit gathering array. When these scales are in Lei Linger's hands, they will burst out 1,000 times more powerful than Tianlei purple lizard. With them, Lei Linger's power will be endless. At the beginning of the day, Thunder Purple Lizard Beast is still crazy killing, but they were shocked to find that the strength of Lei Linger is too terrible, it is not dead. Boom! The clan leader of Tianlei Purple Lizard finally smashes Lei Linger's crazy blade with his immortal magic weapon. But at the moment when the crazy blade burst, the clan leader of Tianlei Purple Lizard suddenly found that the immortal thunder sword in his hand was out of control. He broke free from its shackles and came to Lei Linger's hand. Poof! On that day, the head of the Lei Purple Lizard family was still in a muddle, but he was cut into 2 pieces by Lei Linger. It turns out that when Lei Linger was fighting with him, he used his own soul to communicate with the thunder sword. As a result, the immortal weapon soul was awakened by Lei Linger and directly recognized that Lei Linger was the main one. With this immortal weapon, the strong man of the purple lizard family of Tianlei, in front of Lei Linger, just like cabbage and radish, he cut down a large area with one sword. On the other hand, Huolinger, like Lei Linger, did not know which one of the heaven's strong men seduced an immortal fire warrior, which was also a long sword. Both of them are holding immortal magic weapons, just like 2 killing gods. They come and go, killing all kinds of creatures. Just because of them, those strong people dare not approach too much, which reduces the great pressure on Longchen and others. Boom boom. More and more powerful people are flocking to help Longchen and others escape, while more people are coming to kill Longchen and others. The battlefield deviated with the gallop of Longchen and others. Soon people had left the boundary of Xinguang state. Longchen and others ran very fast, but they were not slow to chase. The battlefield moved, leaving endless corpses. Buzz, all of a sudden, the void trembles in front of him, and a figure emerges. The evil spirit soars to the sky. That is a terrible demon strongman. As soon as he appears, he rushes to the dragon dust. Everyone was shocked. That is a terrible half-step immortal level strong, and proficient in the art of concealment, quietly waiting for the dragon dust to hit. Poof! That demon clan strong just appeared. Suddenly the whole person was torn into 2 pieces by a pair of big hands. www.novelhold.com, the fastest update of the web novel. Chapter 4273. As soon as he appeared, he was torn into 2 pieces by a pair of big hands. The magic blood splashed and infected the sky. Half a step of the blood of the immortal level strongman turned into endless runes, and not a drop fell on the ground. Boom! The half-step immortal strong man of the demon clan, whose body was torn to pieces, broke away from Yuanshan. He yelled angrily, but only half-roared, and was crushed by a black claw. Yuanshan burst, rune splash, void gradually revealed a general figure of the Iron Tower. Lord of the Temple, Longchen exclaimed. The person who did it was not someone else, but the Lord of the Temple. The Lord of the Temple had a dark face, and his eyes were full of excitement. "I'll do it now, no problem." The Lord looked at his palm and said to himself. Suddenly he stopped drinking. "Those who dare to move my college students are dead." The Lord of the Hall looked up at the sky and roared. The sound of the dragons chanting formed a sound explosion like a tsunami. His breath was deep and thick, and his life was full of steam. To Longchen's surprise and joy, the Lord of the Temple is also a half-step immortal, and a super terror among the half-step immortal. Let's go, Longchen. The Lord of the Temple is unreliable. Once he gets mad, he just cares about himself and doesn't care about others. Bai Zhantong speaks to Longchen. He knows the Lord too well. He is afraid that Longchen misunderstands the Lord and thinks that the Lord will protect them. Get White Exhibition Hall remind, Longchen holding magic knife, with the people continue to fly forward, dare not have a little stay. What's the right to be arrogant when the man-dragon has become a pet of the human race? I'll meet you. The void burst, a Kuan Peng spread its wings, covered the sky, smashed the clouds in all directions, and revealed the stars. That Kunpeng is a vision, and the owner of the vision is an old Kunpeng, who is the contemporary head of the Kunpeng clan, and also a half-step immortal strong man. Boom! The chieftain of the Kunpeng clan, with his wings trembling behind him, struck with one claw, and the shadow of his claws smashed into the void. He grabbed the lord of the temple from the void. The lord of the hall gave a cold hum and stepped out one step. The same claw struck out, and the void burst into pieces. The huge dragon claw collided with Kunpeng's claw. Boom! The void is distorted, the earth collapses, and a terrible whirlpool is formed between heaven and earth, like the mouth of a demon, to devour the whole world. King's state is going to sink. Someone screamed in horror. When people look at the earth, they are constantly collapsing downward, and endless fragments of runes are flying in the void. At that moment, all the laws between heaven and earth are in chaos. Long Chen and others originally galloped in the air, but as the law became chaotic, they lost the ability to control space. Run! At that moment, except for the half-step immortal strong, everyone lost the ability of flying in the air and had to run with both legs instead. Long Chenkong has wings, but he can't fly. He can only lead the people to run all the way. But Emon Yen's speed doesn't change. His worn boots are very strange and are not affected at all. Long Chen, how much power do you have left? Emon Yen rushes to Long Chen and sends a message to him. Less than 30%. Long Chen didn't know what Emon Yen asked, but he replied honestly. It'll go so little? You can't do that. The most important thing for a man is persistence. Emon Yen couldn't help saying. Long Chen almost didn't fall to the ground. It's this time. This guy is still in the mood to make such a joke. How much do you have left? Long Chen can't help but ask. 9.5% left. Emon Yen is very proud. If we don't brag, we are still good brothers. Long Chen said angrily. What are you doing? You don't see how I can't do that, Yen Wuji, but this guy can't do anything about me. But in terms of endurance, I killed 3 of them. Didn't you see this guy disappear? This guy's strength is less than 50%. He's afraid that I'll catch him and kill him. Emon Yen is very proud. So awesome. Long Chen can't help but say, hey, I think you can keep at least 50% of your strength. You can take a break first. I'll take the lead. You can save some strength. Emon Yen said with a smile. Long Chen nodded. The sword that he fought with Long Outyen was the last wish of Ming Hongdao. Long Chen couldn't keep it. That sword directly exhausted 40% of his strength. In fact, Long Chen didn't need to expend so much power on that sword, because Ming Hongdao was damaged at that time, and it couldn't control it with such violent power. Most of it was wasted. But Long Chen does not regret. He is willing to accompany him all the way to fight with his comrades, with the strongest power to see it off. Do not let it have any regrets. Buzz, Dragon Dust put away the 7-star battle body, only retain the Dragon King battle body. His breath suddenly depressed down. All of a sudden, there was a movement in Long Chen's heart. He couldn't help looking around. The surface of Long Chen was silent, but a dark color appeared in his eyes. Long Chen can't do it. Kill him quickly. When Long Chen put away the 7-star battle, countless strong people yelled, especially those who had been chasing Lion Wang, Yi Wuchen and Zhao Xingtian, and killed them. They went straight after him, but they were very cunning. Instead of fighting, they took a quiet rest, quickened their recovery, and let others consume the fighting power of Long Chen and others. Now they see that Long Chen has put away the 7-star battle, and they think that Long Chen is at the end of the crossbow, and they are all up. Swift wind and heavy rain pierced the clouds and arrows. Emon Yen stepped on the void, his boots glowing, not affected by the turbulence of space, standing on the top of the team, with a long bow in his hand. Chi-chi! The arrow shoots out like an ox drizzle. It breaks through the air and its potential is like electricity. Boom boom. Lion Wang and others were shocked to find that on each arrow, there was a terrible air of death. Lion Wang's lotus leaf was stabbed by the arrow, and immediately withered and rotted. Puff, puff, puff. Countless strong people around them were stabbed by arrows, one by one uttered a gruesome scream, But those who were hit by arrows hardly struggled a few times and turned into a rotten corpse. Corpse poison? Long Chen's heart is shocked, and suddenly he understands that Emo Nyen has been swimming in the grave for a long time, often contaminated with various kinds of corpse poison. Long Chen once used the power of thunder to help him get rid of the poison. The corpse poison always bothers Emo Nyen. When he robs a tomb, he often encounters terrible corpse poison. Once some corpse poison is contaminated, it is difficult to remove it. But Emo Nyen has found a new way to turn the corpse poison into a supernatural power, which contains the arrow of the corpse poison. It is not only the method of Emo Nyen's self-detoxification, but also a terrorist-killing move. Boom! Just when Emo Nyen was showing his magic power, there was a huge noise in the distance. Long Chen went along with his reputation, and his heart suddenly jumped wildly. www.novelhold.com, the fastest update of the web novel. Chapter 4274. The Lord of the Temple was besieged by 8 half-step immortal strong men. One of the strong men of the Blood Clan was torn off his arm by the Lord of the Temple. Poof! With a cry of surprise, when the Lord of the Temple tore up an arm of the strong man of the Blood Clan, a long sword appeared silently, pierced into the back of the Lord of the Temple, and pierced out of the front chest. Night Killer, Long Chen is both surprised and angry. He is a half-step immortal Night Killer. The Lord of the Temple has been attacked. At that moment, Long Chen's heart will not jump. This accident is too sudden. The Lord of the Hall was pierced by a sword. He looked down at the sword on his chest, slowly turned his head and looked at the figure behind him. A ferocious smile appeared on his face. The strong man of the Night Clan was a thin and shriveled old man. When the Lord of the Temple was smiling at him, his hair exploded, as if he had been watched by the devil. He pulled out the sword, but was shocked to find that the sword seemed to have a root in the main body of the temple, and could not be pulled out at all. Roar! The Lord of the Temple suddenly roared, and the great breath erupted, and the blood and the sword came out of his body. Poof! The half-step immortal strong man of the Dark Night Clan was hit by the blood sword, and his body burst into pieces. Night Clan's lethality is very strong, but the flesh is weak. When his flesh is broken, the Yuan Shun turns into a streamer and flies away. Poof! As a result, as soon as he moved, he was slapped to pieces by the Lord of the Temple, and another half-step immortal was killed. Now the Lord of the Temple has killed 2 half-step immortal class strong men. The Lord of the Temple's valiant, let countless people fear. The wound on the Lord's chest disappeared in a flash, as if nothing had happened. You know, it was the wound stabbed by the immortal warrior of the half-step immortal strong man, and it just recovered. Those who besieged the Lord of the Temple changed their faces. They had never seen such a terrible existence. Master Jingyuan won't let me take the initiative to fight with others. However, if someone takes the initiative to fight me, I can fight back unscrupulously. For many years, the opportunity has finally come. The Lord's face was gloomy, his smile was cruel, and his eyes were full of bloodthirsty taste. He is like a sealed demon god. Now he has finally torn off the seal to slaughter the whole world. The Lord of the Hall moved, and with one claw in the air, the void collapsed. With one blow, he directly covered all the 8.5-step immortal level strongmen. Boom! A startling explosion, the void burst, thousands of collapse, a rapid spread of waves, countless strong directly annihilated by the terrible death waves. When the wave of death spreads, its power weakens and turns into a terrifying spirit wind. Countless strong people are directly thrown away by that spirit wind. The earth is constantly collapsing, countless strong people cannot fly, directly fell into the abyss, the collapsed ground, straight to Longchen and others. Come on, run. Guoran screamed with fright. Looking at the collapse location, countless strong people fell in, and his scalp felt numb. The battle of the half-step immortal class is too terrible. They are just like mole ants. If they are not careful, they will be crushed to death. Long Chen finally understands why Bai Zhantong says that the Lord of the Temple is unreliable. This guy is a battle maniac. Once a fight starts, he doesn't care whether others live or die. Boom boom. The lord of the temple picked 8 and killed the 8.5-step immortal. He was in a dilemma. He didn't need to worry about him. Boom, suddenly a huge sound came, and the whole world fell into darkness for a moment. The direction of the sound came from the holy state. Buzz, in the endless darkness, a divine light rises like a meteor. The divine light stays in the darkness for a breathing time, and its runes light up rapidly. That's the pearl of luck. Some people exclaimed as 2 peas in the arena. This is the real pearl of Qi-yun. Now the Holy King meeting is over, and a new generation of Holy King will be born soon. Someone screamed. This phenomenon has been recorded in history. After the champion of the King's assembly was born, he would get the blessing of the pearl of Qi and become the king. All of a sudden, the bead of Qi ran at the side of Longchen. At that moment, countless strong people roared and wanted to stop them. But the law of heaven and earth has been confused. They can't jump up at all. They can only watch the divine light fly over their heads. Buzz, suddenly, a half-step immortal level strong hand. It is a strong people, but he was wearing a mask, hiding the breath, reaching for the bead of luck. Poof! When his hand grasped the bead of Qi, one of his arms burst, and the bead of Qi could not resist. Seeing this scene, countless strong people are frightened. Half-step immortal level strong people cannot intercept. The real Saint King is really going to be born. The bead of Qi transportation suddenly stayed on the top of Longchen's head, and then slowly fell on Longchen's body. Longchen felt a shock all over his body, and the strange energy flowed in his body. At that moment, Longchen's divine sense extended infinitely, covering 9 days, 10 places, and 10,000 realms in an instant. However, this situation only lasted for a moment. Longchen seems to be in a dream. This kind of dream seems to have been similar, but also as if never seen. Then there are a lot of runes on Longchen's body. They are shining, just like the Dragon Blood Legion and others got the blessing of runes. Quickly kill Longchen. As long as you kill him, you can fight for the Holy King's rune. Yi Wuchen yelled. With Yi Wuchen's yelling, people suddenly went crazy and rushed to Longchen. Although the Xingwang Challenge Arena disappeared, the rules of Xingwang Challenge Arena continued, otherwise they would not bless Longchen with the Pearl of Xingwang. In other words, Longchen's performance in the Challenge Arena was recognized by the Holy King Challenge Arena, and he was recognized as the contemporary Holy King. In this way, the envious eyes of countless Tianjiao people are red. The most important thing is that they are in the blessing stage now. If they kill Longchen, the Pearl of the Holy King should choose its master again, so that they have a chance. Boom, all of a sudden, the void in front of Longchen and others explodes. A masked old man, holding an immortal sword, slashes Longchen fiercely. You dare not show your face, you have the guts to show your butt. Another half-step immortal strong man hiding in the dark took the hand, and Mo Nian yelled. At first sight, this man is of the human race. The strong people of the human race help the foreign race to kill the Holy King of the human race, which makes countless people angry. Buzz, holding a long bow, Mo Nian strides over Longchen's body and blocks the old man's blow with the bow string. The bow string trembles. Mo Nian suddenly feels that a huge force is coming and the viscera are about to explode. All of a sudden, a big hand of Longchen pressed on his back, and the terrible power was half sucked away by Longchen. Poop, Mo Nian and Longchen are bleeding at the same time. They work together to resist the attack of the immortal level, but they are injured at the same time. Buzz, the masked old man was powerful and unforgiving. He was killed with one sword. Qi, all of a sudden, a sword Qi points at the masked old man. The old man is surprised and quickly waves his sword to block. Bang! The sword Qi was broken by him, but there was still a remnant of sword Qi across his face. From the center of his eyebrows to the corner of his mouth, he cut out a bloody hole. The mask on his face fell off, revealing a flustered face. www.novelhold.com, the fastest update of the web novel. Chapter 4275, Zifeng, Longchen and others are very happy. It is Yu Zifeng who makes the move. At this time, Yu Zifeng has awakened and regained his life again. His sword Qi, because of high concentration, even the half-step immortal level strong can't completely resist. One sword will break the man's mask. Death. The old man was both surprised and angry. He didn't want to be recognized. As a result, he was suddenly exposed. In his rage, he cut people with one sword. "You're going to die." All of a sudden, a broken drink came, and then the void twisted. A black dragon claw covered the sky and grabbed at the old man. The old man was so frightened that he cut the dragon claw with his sword. Boom! With a bang, the old man was slapped by a claw, and the immortal weapon, like a meteor, stabbed into the earth and disappeared. It's the Lord of the Hall. For a moment, countless people were shocked. The Lord of the Hall fought against the 8 immortal-class strong men, but he was still able to take care of them. However, not everyone can afford this care. With the claw of the Lord of the Temple, he directly smashes the void, and the fierce wind directly lifts the dragon dust and others away. Fortunately, Lu Rian had already prepared to open the endless willow branches and lock them tightly, so that they would not be hit. However, after the vigorous wind, all the willow branches arranged by Lu Rian burst to pieces, and Lu Rian's face turned pale. It was obvious that it was too heavy for her to resist the attack of the immortal strong. Boom! At this time, dozens of terrible breath rose up, straight to the Lord of the Temple. These strong people of all nationalities all are half-step immortal class existence. The group that killed the Terran must not be allowed to leave alive. Let's hold this guy down. There is a strong demon, holding a huge shield of white bones, rushing straight to the Lord of the Temple. Boom! With a bang, the powerful demon was beaten by the Lord of the Temple. However, on the white bone shield of the powerful demon, there were endless runes flowing and his body swayed. He rushed to the Lord of the Temple again. Obviously, this demon strongman is good at defense. He doesn't intend to win the Lord. He just wants to hold him back and create opportunities for other strongmen. Boom boom. The Lord of the Temple is surrounded by more than 30 half-step immortal strong men. The world is full of ripples from immortal soldiers. We can't see the Lord of the Temple. At this moment, the whole world will be destroyed. Kill Longchen and take the qualification of the Holy King. Yi Wuchen roared, and he was the first to kill him. Meanwhile, Lian Wuing, Zhao Xingtian, the princess of the Dark Knight clan, ghosts and ghosts, as well as the experts of all races, all killed him crazily. After half a step of the immortal level strong blocking, Long Chen and others were surrounded. They have completely lost the chance to break through. Brothers, it seems that we are not lucky today. It's an honor for Long Chen to stand side by side with you today. If you don't die, he'll see you in the world. If we all die, we'll fight again in the next life. Kill Long Chen roars. At this time, intelligence is useless. Any intelligence is bullshit. Now we have to fight to death. Kill. The dragon blood soldiers and all the strong men roared at the same time. They knew that in this case, it was impossible for them to kill. Now it depends on how many people they can pull on their back before they die. Meng Qi, Chu Yao, Tang Weiner and others no longer keep them. They try their best to release them. The dragon dust roars up to the sky, and the 7-star battle body is summoned out again. The powerful pressure breaks out, and the magic knife in the hand howls, killing a half-step immortal strong man. Death. It was a half-step immortal strong man from the Blood Clan. As soon as he came, Long Chen met him. Boom! With a bang, the magic sword in Long Chen's hand and the opponent's magic weapon cut hard. The power of the 7 stars was all concentrated on the magic sword, and the magic sword in Long Chen's hand burst into pieces. Long Chen was shocked and his qi and blood surged. The half-step immortal strong man on the opposite side was also shocked and staggered. He was surprised and angry. Long Chen, a little disciple of Fairyland, could even fight with him for equal share. If let Long Chen grow up, it must be a big disaster. He has a lot of murders in his eyes. When Long Chen retreats, he pounces on him. Buzz, the magic knife in Long Chen's hand burst into pieces. As soon as he stretched out his big hand, he produced a spear, which was also an immortal magic weapon. The 7-star pattern on the spear circulated and sent out an earth-shaking cry. Boom! Regardless of the spear's resistance, Longchen suppresses it with all his strength and smashes it at the half-step immortal level strongman of the Blood Clan. With a bang, the spear in Longchen's hand is smashed again, and the half-step immortal level strongman of the Blood Clan is shocked back 3 steps in a row. Longchen suffers from the fact that he has no magic weapon to take advantage of. His 7-star power is too overbearing. He can't afford weapons below immortal level. The magic army depicts the magic rune. The power of the 7 stars of Longchen is the power from the strongest to the strongest. With this power to drive the magic army will resist. Dragon Dust just uses the power of 7 stars to suppress the magic forces, so that they have to give in. However, the suppressed magic forces will be greatly weakened, and they will burst into pieces immediately. Buzz, while the strong of the blood group retreats, Longchen smashes the strong of the blood group with a shield. Boom! The shield was broken in front of the strong man of the Blood Clan. In the debris, a sword, like the teeth of a poisonous python, stabbed the strong man of the Blood Clan in the chest. Poof! The huge power directly pierced the body of the strong man of the Blood Clan. The strong man of the Blood Clan screamed in horror and retreated rapidly. Boom! The long sword in Longchen's hand trembles and struggles continuously. His strength is rapidly consumed and his breath drops rapidly. If the long sword penetrates the body of the strong man of the Blood Clan at the time of prosperity, the power of Longchen will explode instantly, which can directly kill him. But he continued to attack. Although the last blow pierced the body of the strong man of the Blood Clan, he was unable to break his body and let him escape. Damn the Terran, go to die! The strong man of the Blood Clan was frightened, angry, and afraid. He was almost killed by Longchen. He also saw that Longchen was at the end of the crossbow. One shot to the Dragon Dust cut, Dragon Dust in the hands of the sword burst to pieces, Dragon Dust a mouthful of blood, people fly out. Dragon Dust, when he saw that Longchen was injured, Emonian was surprised and angry. He wanted to rush to the rescue, but he was also stopped by a half-step immortal level strong man and couldn't rush through it all. Death, the strong man of the Blood Clan has a ferocious face. He catches up with the Dragon Dust, and the immortal soldier in his hand smashes the Dragon Dust and doesn't give others any chance to rescue. Star Soul Shield, all of a sudden, Mingqi hands, beautiful eyes, emerge endless stars. Buzz, in front of Longchen's body, a transparent shield of stars appeared. Boom! The strong one of the Blood Clan hit the star shield, and the space was distorted for a moment. He turned a direction and hit a void. Bo, after the attack of the Blood Clan strongman, the star shield was broken instantly, and Mingqi in the distance spilled a trace of blood from the corner of her mouth, and her face became pale. At this time, Longchen's eyes were closed, as if he had fallen into a coma. At this time, countless strong men went crazy and killed Longchen one after another. All of a sudden, the purple air surges in the void. A ghost-like figure quietly appears and pours on the Dragon Dust. When you see that figure, everyone wants to crack. Long Outyen, you dare! Emonian roared. The person who appears quietly is not others, but Long Outyen. He doesn't know when he will return to the battlefield again. With an insidious smile on his face, he goes straight to Longchen's head and grabs it. The mantis catches the cicada. The yellow sparrow is behind. Do you think I really lost to you? Everything in you belongs to me. Long Outyen showed a gloomy smile. Is it? Longchen, who had been in a coma, suddenly opened his eyes. When he opened his eyes, there was endless darkness in his pupils, and 3 flowers appeared in the endless darkness. At that moment, the dragon was scared to death, and his eyes were full of fear. www.novelhold.com, the fastest update of the web novel. Chapter 4276, Poof, Longchen's golden claws pierce Long Aoshan's chest, but Long Outyen can't move, as if his soul has been taken away. Do you think I don't know you have reservations? When I wanted to kill you, you had the strength to fight, but you gave up. At that time, I knew that you should keep your strength and wait for the best mobile meeting. You are not my opponent, you can only consume my strength through others. When I am weak, you will appear and give me a fatal blow. You want to kill me, this is your only chance, and I've been waiting for you. In fact, at that time, if I pursued you and were interfered by the experts of the dragon family, my chance was very slim, so I waited for you to take the bait quietly, and you did not disappoint me. A gloomy smile also appeared on Long Chen's face. Poof! Suddenly Long Chen's big hand comes out of Long Aotian's chest. In Long Chen's hand, there is one more thing. It's a bone the size of a little finger belly, with colorful lines on it. When it appears, the whole world lights up. Supreme bone! Someone exclaimed that a small bone appeared and the whole world changed because of it. Buzz! At this time, after a short period of consternation, the strong man of the Blood clan killed the dragon dust again. 3 flowers kill, one eye of Longchen closes, and the other eye flows with 3 flowers. A pattern of 3 flowers appears in the void, which envelopes the immortal class. The 3 flowers crisscross and distort the space. Poof! The blood light splashes. The half-step immortal strong man of the Blood clan is smashed by the 3-flower pattern in an instant and killed in one blow. For a moment, everyone was shocked. They didn't expect that Longchen would still have such a terrible pupil skill, which could kill the immortal level strong one. Daida. The blood drips down on the ground along the eyes of Longchen. The attack of Purgatory Eye is terrible, but the power of backfire is also frightening. But Longchen doesn't care. He looks at Long Outyin with a gloomy smile on his face. At the beginning, you suffered from this move in the underground grave, but you still fell on it. In terms of strength, you are not as good as me. In terms of wisdom, you are no match. What qualifications do you have to take my things? Long Outyin trembles all over. Obviously, he is very scared, but he doesn't dare to move. Finally, someone finds that there are 3 patterns in his pupils. At this time, people suddenly realized that when the dragon was killing the dragon dust, he was caught in the pupil of the dragon dust, so he couldn't move. Long Aotian's chest is bleeding, and his face is full of fear. He seems to be struggling, but his body can't help it. Longchen let Long Outyin go. We are all members of the Long family. We have something to say. Finally, the voice of the elder of the dragon clan came. Longchen, release people quickly. Don't forget that your father is still in our hands. If you kill Aotian. 8 elders appear at this time and roar at Longchen. He didn't die, but his face was as white as paper, and his face was full of bitterness. What's most shocking is that he was originally the cultivation of heaven, but now he is the cultivation of earth. The strike of Longchen made him lose part of his cultivation. Poof! Longchen is very angry. He grabs Long Outyin by the neck and picks him up. His face is ferocious. Dare you threaten me with my father? If my father has a problem, he'll kill the dragon family. Buzz! All of a sudden, Long Aotian's whole body is stiff. Visible to the naked eye, countless waves are coming into Long Chen's body along Long Aotian's body. Long Chen, you want to die. The 8 elders of the Long family roared. Long Chen, can't we really discuss it? If you do that, it will only make things worse. The elder of the dragon family exhorted. This matter has not been discussed. It's the beginning of filial piety that parents dare not hurt. Everything I have is mine. I'll take it back today. Why not? Long Chen said angrily. This. The elder was speechless. Long Chen, if you dare to kill Long Outyin, just wait. You will regret it. 8 Long eldest brother calls. Death. All of a sudden, Long Chen's injured eyes opened again. At that moment, the elder was surprised, and his big hand shot forward. Poof! Unfortunately, it's still a step late. The space where the 8 elders are is distorted, which makes him crowded. Such a long distance, killing people in the air, without a trace, cannot be prevented. At that moment, the strong of the dragon family are silent, no one dares to say a word. Elders see this scene, can't help but send out a sigh, finally also can't help but shut up. He knows, Long Outyin is dead. Who, all of a sudden, Longchen releases his big hand. Longation falls from Longchen's hand like a dead fish. The 3 flowers in his eyes are gone. Some of them are at a loss. Now he no longer has the previous arrogance, his breath is weak to the extreme, even a disciple of Shenhuojing is inferior. However, Long Chen didn't kill him and left him alive. Long Chen looked at Long Outyin, I don't kill you, and I don't care to kill you. Now you are a useless person. I want to see how you can live in the dragon family, lose the aura of peerless pride, and how those who have been bullied by you will revenge you. Buzz, all of a sudden, the void twisted, and the figure of Long Outyin disappeared. When he appeared again, he was in front of the elder. Long Chen Lightway, collect your people, take good care of him, good psychological counseling, lest he kill himself. The elder took over Long Outyin, and he could not help sighing. The blood, root and bone of Long Outyin disappeared. His body is withering and his soul is declining. He has been completely abandoned. Even if the dragon family has the ability to understand the world, it can't save him. The most important thing is that even if it costs a lot to save it back, it's useless. From now on, Long Outyin has a few months' life at most. Long Chen didn't kill him. In fact, it was more cruel than killing him. He was a peerless conceit who fell from heaven to hell. That kind of gap made life worse than death. Even if you take back the spirit blood, spirit root and spirit bone, what can you do? They have been separated from you for many years, and you can't use them. I don't believe you can stack them up. Lian Wang stands up and rushes directly to Long Chen. Obviously, she doesn't believe in evil. She has a vision behind her. She holds a colorful lotus pod and smashes thousands of ways with a single blow. What's shocking is that Lian Wang's strength seems to be at its peak, but she's still keeping it. Long Chen's big hand opens, and he has a long sword in his hand. The long sword shows 7 colors, which is the 7 unique sword in Long Aoshan's hand. Behind his back, the 7 colors of God shine, the 5 colors flow, the sun and the moon shine together, the long sword in his hand roars, a sword gas soars into the sky, cuts down quickly, and the dragon dust gives a cold drink. Kijusha, www. Novelhold.com, the fastest update of the web novel. Chapter 4277. What? Isn't the 7-Ju sword broken? Someone exclaimed, but the long sword in Long Chen's hand was the shape of Qijue's sword. No, it's not a weapon. It's based on the magic of blood essence rune. Some people can't believe the tunnel. How can it be? If it is made of blood essence, how can it have the breath of immortal magic weapon? People can't believe it. Long Chen holds the 7-Ju sword and cuts it off with one sword. The colorful lotus leaves are cut off in a flash. Not only the lotus leaves are cut off, but also the lotus leaves behind her. What? People are appalled that the vision cannot be broken. This is the Iron Law. Today, this Iron Law has been broken twice in a row. One of them was broken by Yu Zifeng. This time it was broken by Long Chen. People looked at the colorful magic soldiers in Long Chen's hands in horror. They were as powerful as lotus. They couldn't beat Long Chen? Only in my hands can the colorful supreme blood exert its strongest power. What is Dragon Outyin? The colorful supreme blood is just stored in him. Long Chen is holding the 7-Ju sword, and his body is full of colorful radiance, which reflects his figure like the Emperor of Heaven. He is full of arrogance and arrogance. In Long Chen's hand, Qijue's sword shakes. Suddenly, Qijue's sword turns into a colorful spear, which makes the world tremble. 7 unique thorns. When the Qijue's sword incarnated in the colorful spear, countless people exclaimed that the Qijue's sword was really transformed from the colorful blood of Long Chen. This colorful spear is even more powerful and domineering than the Qiju sword. As soon as it appears, its violent pressure makes Jiutian shudder. Buzz, the 7-color spear breaks away from Long Chen's big hand like a meteor shooting at Lian Wang. At this time, Lian Wang has just been cut off by Long Chen's sword, and her body hasn't recovered. Boom, Long Chen doesn't give Lian Wang any chance to heal. The colorful spear carries the supreme power and stabs Lian Wang with it. The colorful spear explodes, just like the immortal magic weapon explodes itself. The powerful impact force turns everything in the square into nothingness, and people watch Lion Wang be broken. Suddenly, in the endless nothingness, a colorful lotus seed shot out. People exclaimed that Lotus Shadowless had entered the original state. In other words, the blow of Longchen directly hurt her origin. Her whole cultivation was wiped away, and became an initial seed. This seed is Lotus Shadowless. At this time, she still retains the last trace of will, used the last strength, straight to the magic eye water lily family. She didn't die, that's the horror of the undead, but from then on, everything needs to start from scratch, even the memory will disappear. With a wave of Longchen's big hand, the lotus seed flying out was caught by Longchen. Want to run? Dream Longchen sneers and throws it into the chaotic space. After dealing with the Lotus Shadowless, Longchen's figure is in a flash, and the colorful lights in the distance are surging. Longchen appears beside Emon Yen like a blink. Buzz, the big hand opens, the seven-Ju sword appears again, and one sword cuts off the half-step immortal strong man who is fighting with Emon Yen. That half-step immortal level strong surprised, regardless of Emon Yen, in the hands of the magic weapon roaring, all the power to cut to the dragon dust. What shocked everyone was that the half-step immortal level strong man hit a blank, which was just a remnant of the dragon dust. Death, all of a sudden, Emon Yen yelled angrily, and while the half-step immortal strong man was stunned, he shoveled a shovel on his forehead. Poof! The half-step immortal level strong man uttered a shrill scream, and Emon Yen's shovel firmly shoveled into his head, and the whole shovel head fell into it. Although people are used to fighting, this strange weapon shovels into their heads, which makes countless strong people feel cool and shiver. When the shovel goes into the brain gate of the half-step immortal strong man suddenly turns black, and then the whole head and the whole body turn black, which is the manifestation of the invasion of corpse poison. This shovel of Emon Yen is often used to hook some unclean things. It is covered with corpse poison and rust. This is the most poisonous weapon of Emon Yen. Usually, Emon Yen just used it to shoot people, but easily didn't use it to kill people, because he didn't meet anyone worthy of using the corpse poison. Now he uses it. Poof! Just after Emon Yen shoveled the half-step immortal strong man with a shovel, suddenly the blood light splashed in the distance, and people exclaimed. Yi Wuchen was pierced by the colorful sword. The person who made the move was the dragon dust. People understand that before Longchen attacked the half-step immortal strong man, he was actually playing a game of attacking the west and the east. His target was Yi Wuchen. It's just that Longchen has just destroyed Long Outyen and Lian Wuing. The terrible fighting power makes everyone panic. Longchen turns into a virtual shadow and pretends to attack the half-step immortal strong man. At ordinary times, the half-step immortal level strong man would not be fooled at all, but now he is nervous and misjudged. As a result, he is directly killed by Longchen. The cooperation between Emon Yen and Longchen is perfect. Longchen doesn't say hello to him. Emon Yen already has a hunch that he knows what to do. As a result, when the figure of Longchen disappeared and Emon Yen hit the immortal half-step strong man with a shovel, Yi Wuchen was at a loss, and a god of death had come to him. The tiger doesn't get angry. Do you think I'm a sick cat? There are not 10 or 8 of the half-step immortal strong men that I killed. If I don't show some skills, you will look down upon me. Emon Yen cried out. Poof, he pulled the shovel out of the old man's head and turned around without looking at him. Be careful, all of a sudden, Gua Ran and others exclaimed that the half-step immortal level strong man slowly raised his magic weapon and stabbed Emon Yen. The ink thought also does not return, the big hand stretches backward, one has grasped that old man's immortal magic weapon, as if has received others to hand over the weapon general, directly in the bag. Pudong! At this time, the half-step immortal strong man fell to the ground. Seeing this scene, people were not only shocked by the horror of Emon Yen's corpse poison, but also admired Emon Yen's courage. If that half-step immortal level strong man has a secret method and can hold on for a little longer, wouldn't he want to play with his life? That's too bold. Longchen killed the half-step immortal strong man of the Blood Clan with his pupil skill, and killed the 8 elders of the dragon family across the air. Long Outyin and Lien Wuing were abandoned one after another. Now he calculated to kill another half-step immortal strong man, which shocked the whole audience. Countless strong men who were crazy besieged were scared one after another. Their attacks slowed down, and some even began to retreat. Countless people look at Longchen. The 7-Ju sword in Longchen's hand is carrying Yi Wuchen. At that moment, in the distance, the strong faces of the Yi family change. "Dragon dust!" yelled the strong man of Yi family. "Don't say anything about intercession and threats. I'm tired of hearing them. No one can save the people I want to kill." Poof! Dragon dust big hand a shock, 7-color divine light burst out. Yi Wuchen didn't even utter a word, was directly broken. www.novelhold.com, the fastest update of the web novel. Chapter 4278. When Yi Wuchen was killed, he didn't even have a chance to resist. A generation of Tianjiao just fell. Long Outyin is abandoned, and Lian Wang doesn't know his life or death. Now Yi Wuchen is also killed. Peerless Tianjiao is so fragile in front of Longchen. "Longchen, my Yi family is not with you." Yi Jiaqiang roared. They did not participate in the siege of Longchen, but chose to watch from a distance. After all, the Yi family is one of the 8 immortal families of the human race. Like the dragon family, they represent the human race. They can't fight against the dragon dust. But Long Outyin, Yi Wuchen and others are fighting for luck. It's a battle between martial arts and Taoism. Even if some people think they are too much, they can't blame them. However, these older generation strongmen are different. If they fight, it's not a fight between martial arts and Taoism, but a fratricidal relationship between the same clan, which will be criticized. That's why the half-step immortal power of the Terran had to cover up the original face of Longchen. They are far away from the battlefield. They neither attack Longchen nor help Longchen. They choose to watch the battle. When Yi Wuchen is in danger, they have no time to rescue. "Don't offend me, or you won't get a chance to kneel down and beg for mercy." Dragon dust cold hum. In the hand 7-Ju sword a wave, the long sword points at the distance Zhao Xingtian. Zhao Xingtian was scared out of his wits. At this time he couldn't care about his face. He ran like a lost dog. He was as embarrassed as he was. When Zhao Xingtian fled, the strong members of the Zhao family also fled. In this run, the strong members of the Yi family, the Long family and other immortal families all fled. The long sword of Longchen points obliquely at the sky. Countless strong people are scared to flee. With the escape of the strong people of the Terran race, the strong people of other races are scared to retreat. They are completely deterred by Longchen. "Longchen, don't let them escape. Kill them. Don't be afraid. Even if you're exhausted, I can take you away. I can't guarantee that I'll take you away. Even if the immortal is coming, I can't be stopped." See so many people escape, Emonian to Longchen Soundway. Do you think I don't want to kill them? I'm exhausted now. Think of a way to escape. Longchen does not have the good spirit to say to Emonian. In fact, Longchen is already at the end of the storm. If it wasn't for Long Outyin, he would not have been able to hold on. Longchen keeps the power of purgatory just to deal with Long Outyin. After taking back the spirit blood, spirit root and spirit bone, Longchen is so weak that he can only fuse the 7-color supreme blood at present. Even he has no strength to fuse purple blood, because the fusion of colorful supreme blood needs to consume the power of terrifying soul. The power of his soul is only enough to fuse colorful supreme blood, and it's still barely integrated and can't be completely controlled. If it wasn't for his own blood, he couldn't have burst out with such power. But this is his limit. He killed Yi Wuchen, is the limit. Now he, empty a pair of frightening shell, simply unable to kill. Even because of the terrible consumption of his soul, it was extremely difficult for him to maintain his momentum. "You'll go no." Emonian was surprised. Even he was cheated by Longchen's powerful momentum. He thought that after Longchen regained his own spiritual blood, spiritual root and spiritual bone, he directly fused, and then came to a phoenix nirvana and rebirth. I didn't expect that all this was pretended by Longchen. Not only did Emon Yen not see it, but everyone didn't see it. They were scared back and forth by Longchen, and their eyes were full of fear. To tell you the truth, although you have taken back your own things, your strength is only half. If you want to kill me, just come on. You'll see how many people I can pull on my back before I die. If I can cut more than 100 of them, you'll stay here. It's worth it. Longchen Cold Tunnel. If Longchen said that he was in his heyday, many people might doubt it. But Longchen said that he had half of his power left, which was deeply believed. But even if he had half of his power, he didn't know how many people would be killed by him. Even the half-step immortal level strong are killed. Who can stop him? Hundreds of millions of strong people here, if they rush in, can really kill Longchen. But even if you kill Longchen, I'm afraid most of the people here will be killed. Everyone wants to take advantage of it and no one wants to stand out, because whoever stands out will die. These creatures want to kill Longchen. On the one hand, they don't want the human race to have a peerless power. On the other hand, they want to try their luck to see if they can compete for the bead of Qi. Before they rushed here, they thought Longchen was fat and wanted to take a bite. Now they know that they are fat in front of Longchen. Brothers, it's time to fight back and avenge our dead brothers and sisters. Seeing that the strong men retreated to a certain extent, they stopped and seemed to be hesitant. Suddenly, Emon Yen shook his arms and yelled, holding a long bow, and was the first to kill the enemy. Dragon Blood Army side of the strong are stunned. For the dead brothers and sisters' revenge? So far, although there are people injured here, no one has been killed? But Emon Yen moved, they also roared, followed Emon Yen to kill the past. Boom! When the Dragon Blood Army came to kill with weapons, the strong men finally turned pale and ran away quickly. No pursuit of the poor at this time. Longchen pretended to be a strategist and win 1,000 miles, and stopped the pursuit of the people. But why not kill them all? The blood of brothers and sisters should not be shed in vain. Emon Yen roars. Longchen almost didn't laugh. Emon Yen's acting skill is just as good as his ability to steal tombs. But Longchen can't smile, but also pretend to be very serious. Tunnel. Just a group of ants, kill unintentionally. With a wave of Longchen's big hand, the Dragon Blood soldiers and Longchen rush to the distance. They should stay away from the battlefield as far as possible. Once you leave the battlefield, you will no longer be affected by the half-step immortal strong. Whether it is Xia Chen or by Shaola, you can use the array or pupil technique to send everyone out together. At that time, the sea will be wide with fish, and the sky will be high with birds flying. At this time, Longchen's heart will be in his throat. He doesn't dare to run too fast, which will make some people think that they are bluffing and bluffing. Once there is a half-step immortal level strong man to try, it will completely reveal the truth. However, what comforts Longchen is that they leave slowly, and there is no strong one chasing them. Longchen is relieved. Longchen felt a whirl. This is the phenomenon of soul overdraft, but he could not let himself fall. Even he can't let Mingqi help him, that will also show the fillings, just when Longchen is struggling to support and is about to reach the edge of the battlefield. Buzz! Suddenly, the void in front of him twisted and 3 figures appeared at the same time. As soon as the 3 figures appeared, Longchen sighed. It's over. www. Ninefold.com, the fastest update of the web novel. Chapter 4279. 3 figures appear at the same time. The terrible pressure makes Emon Yen and others unable to move. These 3 people's breath is also the breath of the half-step immortal class strong, but the breath is more than 10 times stronger than those ordinary half-step immortal class strong. As soon as they appear, the terror makes people feel despairing. They are like 3 mountains standing in the way of people. It's really powerful. It's magnificent. It's full of potential, but it's extremely intelligent. You play with the whole battlefield. Longchen, I really admire you. Among the 3, one was tall and thin, wearing a black robe and carrying a strange long stick on his back. Maybe that long stick should not be called long stick, because it is too thick, just like a pillar, almost as thick as ordinary people's thighs. The black-robed man was thin, with such a thick stick on his back. He looked incongruous. His eyes were as sharp as eagles, and seemed to penetrate everything. He looked at the dragon dust. It seems that he can see through all the secrets of the dragon dust, especially in other deep eyes. There are two pupils. It's a pity that you should not fight against Vatican, whether you are rampant or overbearing. In the end, you will die. The tall man next to the man in black spoke. The man was a very large man, wearing a fur vest. His bare skin was bronze, and his runes were dense, like scales. His voice was like thunder. Although he only spoke in an ordinary tone, it still made people's ears roar and headache. If you're right, you should be the second of the 8 great gods under the great Brahma. Longchen Cold Tunnel. Haha, it's true. I didn't praise you in vain. You are really smart. You'll hit the mark as soon as you guess. It's easy to talk to smart people. The black-robed man laughed and suddenly turned his head to look at a man nearby. Brother Yen, what do you say? Do you want to avenge your brother yourself? Who? The man took a step forward. It was a man wrapped in black flame. He looked at Longchen coldly, hand over the golden lotus seed. I see. You are also Yenza's son and Yanhong's brother. Longchen looks at the man with a cold killing in his eyes. His resentment with Yanhong is that Yanhong wants to devour Yu Qingxian, while Yenza's flame is the fire of evil and wants to devour all the flames. They have a terrible power of swallowing, but the golden lotus seed in the chaotic space of Longchen seems to be their only nemesis. This guy should be aiming at the golden lotus seed. Moreover, even if he gets the golden lotus seed, he will kill him and Yu Qingxian and take their fire. I don't like smart people and I don't like nonsense. Hand over the golden lotus seed, or I will kill all the people around you. This man is Yenza's third son, Yen Chang. He looks at the dragon dust coldly, and the endless black flame rises behind him, just like a devil from hell. Then try it. Longchen is furious. In the face of the threat of Yen Chang, he has a strong intention to kill. With the flow of his intention to kill, he gradually emerges a golden divine light. The golden radiance is different from that of the Dragon King. The golden radiance is very soft, sacred, and magnificent, but it is not domineering and does not contain any killing spirit. When the golden radiance appeared, Yen Chang's pupils shrank slightly, and a cruel smile gradually appeared at the corner of his mouth. Good, good, very good. I didn't come in vain this time. It's still on you. You too, I want the golden lotus seed in his body. As for the rest, you can do it. That's easy. The black-robed man, with a smile, suddenly opens his big hand and grabs the dragon dust. Poof! At the moment when the man in black robe took the hand, all the people, including Long Chen, gushed out their blood, and a strange force poured into their bodies everywhere, and they could not resist at all. The power of Brahma? Dragon dust rage, this is the power of the great Brahman's faith, above all the rules, defenseless, irresistible. Because of the golden Shinhui on Longchen's body, Yanshang doesn't dare to attack Longchen, but kills him with the hand of the man in black robe. Death. As Longchen gritted his teeth, he could not overdraw his soul. The soul space trembled. The bronze tripod flew out of the soul space and ran straight to the man in black robe. Boom! When the bronze tripod appeared, 10,000 roads collapsed, and the power of belief above 10,000 roads collapsed in front of the bronze tripod. Poof! The black-robed man was shocked. He saw Long Chen pushing the bronze tripod and gnashing his teeth at him. With a bang, his arms burst to pieces, and even half of his body burst open. What? The black-robed man screamed in horror, quickly retreated, blood gushed, and the rest of his body cracked and almost burst. The sudden change startled countless people on the battlefield. People looked at the bronze tripod in Long Chen's hands with a look of horror. Is it? Does he really have heaven and earth? People's mouths are wide open and their eyes are going to protrude. If it's not the heaven and earth cauldron, how can it have such terrible power? Death. With a roar, Long Chen pushes Qian Kuan-ding from the other direction. Qian Kuan-ding roars and smashes the man in black again. Long Chen grits his teeth and never stops beating him to death. The strong man in black robe was surprised and angry. Suddenly, The long stick behind him lit up and burst out with gorgeous divine brilliance, and endless power of faith gushed out. This is an immortal magic weapon, as well as a sacred thing of belief. Its breath is thousands of times stronger than other immortal magic weapons. Other people's immortal magic weapon has immortal breath, but practitioners do not reach the immortal state. There is no immortal power. Without immortal power, they cannot really play the power of immortal magic weapon. But there is a way to drive the immortal army, that is, the power of faith, which activates all the forces of the immortal army almost by cheating. Boom! In the eyes of countless people, the bronze tripod and the immortal long stick collided with each other. The bronze tripod roared, the milky light exploded in the void, and the long stick was destroyed in an instant. However, the power it erupted enveloped the whole world, and Emon Yen and others immediately smelled the breath of death. All of a sudden, the piano rings, a strange wave spreads, and the dragon dust and the heaven and earth cauldron disappear in an instant. The black-robed strongman was hit by the terrible waves and turned into nothingness in a moment. Yen Shang and another strongman didn't have time to rescue. They escaped from the core area as quickly as possible. It's over. Emon Yen and others saw that the terrible ripple was coming, and even the old man in black robe died in an instant, not to mention them. Buzz, all of a sudden, the void trembled, and the border appeared in front of the dragon blood army, and then a beautiful figure stood in front of them. Master, when seeing that figure, Tang Weiner exclaimed in surprise. www.novelhold.com, the fastest update of the web novel. Chapter 4280 Boom Boom. The woman opened the border with one hand, and the terrible ripples hit the border with a roar, but she couldn't break the border. Tang Weiner was not the only one who was excited. All the Fengzong disciples cried out excitedly. As soon as the woman appeared, Yen Chang's face changed. Suddenly, his big hand was open and twisted in the void. A big black hand went into the dragon blood army through the air and went straight to Yu Qingxian. When the moment of Yen Zu's hand, all the people in the dragon blood army can't move, they can only watch the big hand fall, they are surprised and angry. Poof! Suddenly, the void was cut off by a cold light, and the big hand burst into pieces. A water curtain ripple appeared in the void, and an enchanting woman with short hair appeared. She is wearing a black leather armor, exquisite curve at a glance, refined short hair, set off her beautiful face, but give people a creepy feeling. She is just like a god of death. The cold breath will make people forget her beauty, only feel the fear of her. Who are you? Yen Su is both surprised and angry. Long Qin is rescued by the mysterious strong man. He chooses Yu Qingxian immediately, and his arm is cut off. Wind Moon without heart, silent night, two beautiful women, at the same time reported their own name. At that moment, the whole world has become quiet. Fengzong's master Fengxinyu and Yingzong's master Yezelant appear at the same time. These two have been famous for countless years, but no one has ever seen their true faces. Even the half-step immortal class strong men present don't know them. When they became famous, many of them were still playing with mud, and even many of them were not born. However, they had been in the fairyland for 9 days. After they became the patriarch, they seldom appeared. They were all disciples walking in the world. Both of them were invincible in their respective times. It can be said that they were the strongest at that time, shining like comets. Even if they retire, there are endless legends about them in the world of practice. Their nicknames represent an era. Now their realm is unfathomable. Even if they are half immortal, they can't see it at all. Man Long split the sky. At this time, a roar came, only to see the collapse of 9 days. 2 cover days dragon claws tore the world. Puff, puff, puff. Those strong men who besieged the Lord of the Temple were torn to pieces in an instant, and dozens of half-step immortal strong men were killed. It's really boring. I don't even have a decent opponent. Defanshan's dog, come and fight. The Lord of the Temple tore up the sky, stepped on the void, and came here step by step. He was full of fighting spirit and blood. With each step, The whole world was shaking and seemed to be breaking. I didn't expect the Lord to break through again. The white exhibition hall looks at the Lord of the Hall with a look of shock. It seems that in Lingxiao Palace, the Lord of the Palace had an epiphany and made another breakthrough. The mother's way of Bai Shi. By Xiaole's mother's smile, the whole person becomes a lot more relaxed. It turns out that we are worried, it seems that everything is under control. Bai Zhan Tong and others nodded. The Lord of the Hall had been hiding his strength, which made him very puzzled. The Lord of the Temple has never been a calm person, but I don't know what happened. He was a martial arts maniac and could endure for such a long time. I'll remember this account. I'll settle it with you one day. Burning clothes, cold hum, suddenly figure a flash. The whole person turns into endless black flame, instantly disappear. The moon and the night are silent. Do you want to fight against Vatican? The tall, strong man snapped. Now he has lost a companion. In the face of Feng Xinyu and Silent Night, he is obviously a little afraid. Although his voice is loud, it is full of the smell of fierce inner flight. Some words can be said by Brahma himself, or by sunset. As for you, it's not enough. Go back and tell De Fantian that no matter how precise the plan is, there are times when it's not as close as possible. It's better to calculate by man than by heaven. After all, the door of the alien world has not been opened. Let him make a good plan for the future deployment. The night is silent and cold. We're not going to kill you. Get out of here. Wind Heart Moonlight Tunnel. I don't want to kill you either, but I heard that you have the ability to use some of the power of Brahma. How about a fight? At this time, the Lord came. Well, I'll tell Lord Brahma what you say. With that, the strong man's body swayed away and disappeared in a flash. Yen Chang ran away. 2 of the 8 gods died and fled. All the immortal strong men who besieged the Lord of the Temple were killed. At this time, the strong people of all ethnic groups found that something bad had happened. They had already scattered the birds and beasts. Now they are the only people left in the whole battlefield. You are so boring. Why don't you just kill yourself and run so much? The Lord frowned. At this time, Feng Xinyu has come to Tang Weiner, holding her hand, and her face is full of spoiling color. When she hears the Lord's words, she says faintly, "Blame your Dean Bai. He asked us not to do anything until the critical moment." Master, where's Long Qin? Did you send him away? Tang Weiner pulls Feng Xinyu with an anxious face. I didn't save him. It was another woman in purple who saved him. The wind and the moon shake their heads. Purple clothes? Why didn't we see it? Tang Weiner is surprised. Mingqi and others can't believe it. They don't see anything. Only heard a sound of the piano, and then saw a ripple, and then the dragon dust disappeared. Master, why don't you do it earlier? Isn't it good to catch all those bad guys? We're all going to be scared to death. They're so fierce. A female disciple of Fengzong couldn't help complaining. He was complained by his disciples, but Feng Xinyu was not angry at all. She said with a smile, "This battle is actually a test for Longqin." What test? Tang Weiner was stunned. To test whether he's worth fighting for. Feng Xinyu is serious. How was the test? Tang Weiner asked quickly. Boom. Just then, there was a loud noise in the distance, and the whole world was shaking. People went along the way, and the sound came from the direction of the holy state. Go and have a look. Feng Xinyu and others rushed to the direction of Xinguang state. The disciples, such as the Dragon Blood Corps, suddenly feel the space tremble. In front of them, they see a flower. People have already appeared in the core of Xinguang state, which used to be the location of the challenge arena. But at this time the earth has collapsed, below is endless darkness, there is a huge door opened a gap. Now the door is roaring. It seems that there is a terror monster in the door. It is pushing the door, which makes the world roar. Damn Terran, when the door opens, you will be gone. Suddenly, a terrible roar came from the gate, and people exclaimed, Immortal! www. Novelhold.com, the fastest update of the web novel. Chapter 4281. There was a terrible sound from this gate before, But people's attention at that time was focused on the king's challenge arena. Some people speculated that it might be the voice of the immortal strong. Now, when people approach the huge door, the voice is clearer. The voice swings back and forth from the crack of the door, and a large part of the energy is offset, but people still feel the immortal power of terror. Stupid and ignorant things, have the seed to fight now, let me see how strong the immortal strong are. Facing the provocation of unknown creatures behind the door, the Lord of the Temple cheered coldly. The Lord of the Temple is a battle madman. He didn't try his best in this fierce battle. He was very upset. He was full of fire and had no place to fight. Boom boom. The unknown creatures on the other side of the gate seemed to be enraged, and they smashed the huge gate madly, but although the gate made a sound, it did not move. People are shocked. Even the immortal class strong cannot open this door. What does this door mean? Defanshan's handwriting is really not small. He uses external force to open the Holy King's challenge arena. He wants to use the power of Qi Yun to open the door. Unfortunately, he didn't expect that all his plans were destroyed by Longchen. The door was only opened a little, and the chaos gas poured into Jubin. When the chaos gas of the two sides of the world didn't reach a certain balance, the door couldn't be opened. Longchen has won a lot of time for the human race. In at least 1 year, people can absorb the chaos to practice. With this 1-year buffer period, the Terran will be able to grow up into a group of powerful practitioners. From the current point of view, this result is the best one. Feng Xinyu looks at the gate and a smile appears on her face. The chaos artifact Qiankuan tripod and Tianma Qin have appeared one after another. 2 of the 10 most important artifact have appeared. I believe that soon, other most important artifact will be born one after another, and a new era is coming. Before the 9 days and 10 places have recovered, they are about to enter the chaos war again. I don't know whether this time, the 9 days and 10 places will break and then stand or disappear forever. Then a voice came. President, the disciples of the academy were both surprised and happy. Bai Ledian, who was immortal, appeared. It turned out that he had been there all the time. Feng Xinyu shook her head and said, in fact, so far, the only one of the top 10 chaotic artifact is the heavenly magic organ. Judging from what she looked like just now, she should have begun to recognize the Lord. The woman in purple should be one of Longchen's confidants. You should know about Weiner. Woman in purple? Is it Xian Mingqi, Chu Yao, Tang Weiner, Yi Zhiqiu, Dong Minjiu and others exclaimed at the same time, because only Xian was wearing purple clothes. If it's Sister Xian, why doesn't she want to meet us? Tang Weiner is somewhat lost. Xian has been cheated by Miaolo Fairy Palace. She has been our enemy several times. Maybe she is not happy, so she doesn't want to meet us. Mingqi said. All of them nodded, although Xian finally stood with them and took part in the war of Tianwis extermination. But people obviously feel that Xian is out of place with others. Her heart is always full of guilt and remorse, and even Mingqi and others worry that she will be possessed. Now Feng Xinyu said that the person who saved Longchen was a woman in purple. She disappeared like a startled glance and refused to be seen. It should be Xian. That is, Xian will dragon dust away, people hanging heart, also completely put down. Xian in any case will not harm dragon dust. If that woman in purple is Xian in your mouth, she's very powerful. She has been recognized by the chaotic artifact Tianmakin. Although at that time only a string was plucked, it also means that Tianma Qin has begun to recognize its master. Tianma Qin, one of the 10 most sacred instruments, appears in a complete posture. The heaven and earth tripod of Longchen is only half. The tripod in his hand is not a magic weapon, so he can't launch a magic attack. Therefore, the present chaotic artifact can be counted as 1.5 at most, plus a little bit. Feng Xian Yudao. What's that? Asked Tang Weiner. Fengzong disciples are different from other disciples. They have a very harmonious relationship with their patriarch. They never have any taboo in speaking. If you want to ask, ask. Feng Xinyu looks at Dong Ming Jade with a smile and says nothing. Dong Ming Jade's heart jumps wildly. She once asked her master, but her master never told her the origin of this strange dagger. Now Feng Xinyu said that Dong Minjiu knew that the strange dagger that Longchen gave her was a chaotic artifact. However, it should be a fragment of immortal magic weapon. No wonder it is invincible and everything is unbreakable. Thinking of this, there is a thick warmth and sweetness in the beautiful eyes of Dongming Jade. Longchen's giving such a treasure to her is enough to prove her position in Longchen's heart. Master, you said before that you have been observing secretly, which is the test of Longchen. What is the test? Mingqi to Feng Xinyu after a ceremony. Feng Xinyue said with a smile, you are all sisters of Weiner. You are all from your own family. You don't have to be so restrained and polite. In fact, it's not a test, just to see if Longchen is worth fighting for. Weiner has told me about Longchen for a long time, praising him to heaven, saying that he is the most charming man in heaven and earth. Master, Tang Weiner's pretty face turned red, and she was a little angry. Feng Xinyu said with a smile, but after seeing Longchen, I do find that Longchen is really a charming man. If I am still young, maybe I will try to be a sister with Weiner. I'll call you sister later. Tang Weiner said with a smile. Feng Xinyue was so angry that her hand patted Tang Weiner's buttocks. You stinky girl, no big or small. Come on, let's get down to business. Well, test Longchen. Besides his aptitude, talent and potential, well value his character more. In the long history, the human race has never lacked the natural pride with outstanding talent, and even more there is no lack of the wise and resourceful hero. However, no one in the human race can unite the whole human race except that one. That's because countless Tianjiao lack the charm to make others willing to die for him, so the human race has always been scattered. That's why they are bullied by thousands of people, and they are still struggling. After being photographed by the master, Tang Weiner said with a smile, how was the test? Can't you see it yourself? Even strangers are willing to work hard for him. Is that okay? Feng Xinyu looks at the humanity of the Dragon Blood Army. We are willing to fight for Brother Long because he is willing to fight for us. We are brothers who care for each other sincerely. Cried a strong man. Even in the face of the strong, they still dare to shout, and the voice is full of pride. Today is the most unforgettable moment in their life. It's their greatest glory to fight side by side with such a peerless pride as Longchen. And Longchen tried his best for them several times, even at the last moment, he was also trying his best to protect them. They were completely convinced by Longchen, and they were willing to work hard for Longchen. Damn the Terran, there's a seed to come in and fight. In the crack of the door, the roar of the terrible creatures came again, as if they were talking here and bothering them. Noisy, Emonian snorts coldly. Suddenly he bows like a full moon and shoots an arrow at the crack of the door. www.novelhold.com, the fastest update of the web novel. Chapter 4282 Emonian's arrow flies straight to the crack of the door. Buzz, Emonian's arrow pierced into the crack of the door, and was suddenly broken by the terrible wind. But at the moment when the arrow broke, something like a pine needle went up against the current and went straight through the crack of the door. Ah! Damn Terran boy! Behind the gate, there was a roar. I don't know what tactics Emonian used to make the creatures so angry. Although I don't know what Emonian has done, countless strong people are shocked. Emonian can attack the creatures inside through the crack of the door. Master, what do you think of me? Just me. You can't take advantage of all good things. Emonian hugs Feng Xinyue with a smile. Feng Xinyue looks at Emonian and shakes her head. You're a child who loves to be in the limelight too much. You're not calm enough. It's embarrassing. But I'm actually quite calm. At least I'm calmer than Longchen. You see, I'm a fiancé, and I've never been a philanderer. Emonian patted his chest with pride. That's because you don't have that ability, so Lu Zongying doesn't dislike you. Don't say that he is like a saint. In Tianwu, didn't you go to hook up with Yi Lingshan? Forget her message to you? If you're safe, it's a bolt from the blue. You don't count it yourself? See Emonian say Longchen, Tang Weiner angry way. Damn, this guy is too shameful. I'll tell you something like this? Emonian was embarrassed. I have the heart and the courage to be a thief, but I don't have the ability to be a thief. I dare to say that our family Longchen, you are too bad. I'll tell Longchen to break up with you. Tang Weiner said. Seeing that Mo Nian is ridiculed by Tang Weiner, Meng Qi and others can't help laughing. However, they all know that Mo Nian is just joking. He and Longchen have a life friendship, but Tang Weiner takes it seriously. Feng Xinhue looked at Mo Nian and said, in fact, your talent is not inferior to that of Longchen, and your character is also good. It's a pity that you lack the courage of Longchen. But it's not your fault. Those who are close to Zhu are red and those who are close to Mo are black. The immoral Taoist is never willing to suffer losses. Even in his opinion, as long as he doesn't take advantage, he will suffer losses. If you only look at the interests of everything, it will affect a person to see further, and it is not conducive to get more. Yes, you are right. That old man is short-sighted and extremely Philistine. He is a villain and a rogue. For Feng Xinyu's words, Mo Nian agreed very much. As soon as everyone was in a daze, the world knew that he respected his teacher. But this guy, Mo Nian, said so about his master. Is that too rebellious? However, you must not offend your master. He has many skills that he has not taught you. Feng Xian Yu Dao. He still has many abilities? Ink Rita Lang. Do you think he only knows how to dig and polish his feet? You don't know your master very well. His strength is amazing. Study hard. I've seen your fighting and found that he didn't teach you a single move from Wuliang Palace. Feng Xian Yu Dao. Mo Nian was furious. This black-hearted old devil, I filial piety him so many treasures, but he refused to pass on his skills to me. Previously, the immoral Taoist said that Mo Nian had obtained all his alms. His so-called alms were tomb robberies and life escapes. Mo Nian's success depends on himself. Now he's a teacher. He's self-reliant. Every time he meets a bad Taoist, he will be robbed. The immoral Taoist has the audacity to say that it's a tuition fee, and that it's the tradition of Wuliang Palace. First get on the boat and then pay for the ticket. Thinking that he had been robbed so many times, this old man didn't teach him anything. If he had nothing to teach, he didn't teach him anything, which made Mo Nian feel very angry. What is behind the door, master? Mo Nian asked. There is a world behind this gate. Except that there is no human race, there are strong people of all races. Feng Xian Yu Dao. Why is there no Terran? Are you? That's right. In that world, the Terran has been killed by them all. Longchen has prevented the door from opening, which is equivalent to fighting for a year for the Terran. In a year or so, after the chaos of qi and law in both sides of the world reaches a balance, the door will be pushed open. At that time, the Terran will face the terror of all races. You know, they can always live in a world full of chaos and complete laws. They have a unique convenience of practice. The same realm, they have an absolute advantage. Longchen has won a year for us. In this year, we should cherish it. Otherwise, the gate will open and the Terran will be slaughtered. Feng Xinyu is serious. Jiqiu, at this moment, a voice came. When they heard that voice, all of them suddenly felt a shiver in their souls, as if their souls would be frozen. Yi Ziqia's delicate body is shocked. She looks at Mingqi and others with a look in her eyes. Master is calling me. Good sister, go ahead. We'll meet again soon. Mingqi comforted. Yi Ziqiu nodded, waved goodbye to the crowd, and galloped away in one direction. Xiaoyu the knight silently looks at Dong Minjiu. Dong Minjiu suddenly hesitates. She wants to stay, but finally she can only say goodbye to Mingqi and others with tears in her eyes. Without saying a word, the Shadow Sect disciples came to the Night Silent side, and they didn't see any action of the Night Silent. These people's figures darkened for a moment, and then a group of people disappeared. People just get together, but separate, although no Longchen is okay, but still full of sadness. Sister, we're going back too. Chaos is pouring into all places. The altar of our undead Ming Lu clan is about to be opened. We need to be promoted to the king of the world there. Lu Ruyan said to Chu Yao. Chu Yao nodded, Mengqi and Chu Yao hugged and wept. They are full of helplessness, Long Chen desperately for the Terran for these time, can't waste a trace. In the end, Lu Rian leads the strong people of the undead to leave. Munchi also has no choice but to say goodbye to Tang Weiner, Bai Shishir, Yu Qingxian and others, and tells Bai Shishir and Yu Qingxian to take good care of Long Chen before leaving Shaoyan. Brothers, if the green mountains don't change, the green waters will flow. Now I'll go to the old man to settle accounts and force him to hand over his unique skills. The next time I come back, it must be the king's return, and the world will submit to him. It's absolutely not allowed for only Long Chen to be in the limelight. Put down a pile of words, Emon Yen also floated away. Ah man, it's time to go home and eat meat. At this time, there was a cry of thunder in the distance. No, I won't go back. I want to be with Brother Long. When Amon heard that voice, he immediately yelled. Boom boom. At this time, a group of giants appeared in the distance. As soon as they appeared, their chi and blood rose and all of them couldn't breathe well. Every step of them made the sky shake. Amon, be obedient. When you grow up, we should get married and have children. At this time, a gentle voice came. Looking along the voice, Guoran and others opened their mouths. Good guy, www.novelhold.com, the fastest update of the web novel. Chapter 4283. Among the barbarian strongmen, a female soldier appeared and was shocked to see the female soldier Emon Yen and others. The woman warrior is stronger than Amun. Her chi and blood are many times stronger than Amun. Her breath is not even worse than those who are half-step immortal. Although the female soldier was strong, she was well-proportioned. If the proportion of adults was reduced, she would be a beautiful woman. However, her chi and blood soared to the sky, and there seemed to be a giant dragon dormant in her body, which gave people a thrilling shock and made people dare not get close to her. When Amun saw the barbarian woman, he was scared. He tried to hide behind the dragon blood army, and cried out, I don't want to go back. I want to be with Brother Long. Before, Amun was brave and invincible. A bone stick made all the people shudder, but at this time, he was just like a child playing tricks, which made countless people shocked. Where is Brother Long? Asked the barbarian woman soldier. My dragon brother. My dragon brother. Amun didn't know how to answer for a moment. Good boy, Brother Long has something to do with you. When he comes back, shall we come to him together? As you can see, with your current strength, you can't help Brother Long very well. You have to eat more meat, sleep more, and be strong enough to fight bad guys. The barbarian female soldier said softly, just like coaxing a child. At the same time, the woman soldier winked at Guoran and others. Guoran and others immediately understood that Amun had a special status among the barbarians, and no one could force him. They needed to persuade him to return to the barbarians. Long Chen has fought for a year for everyone. No one can waste it. Only in the barbarians can a man get the best practice. Listen to the elder sister. You go back first. When the boss comes back, we'll go directly to you. You go back first and get the best meat ready. We'll come soon. Guoran said. Really? You can't lie to me. They always lie to me. They always say that they will take me to find Brother Long tomorrow and keep me waiting for a long time. With these words, Amun burst into tears and seemed to vent his grievances. Guoran and others immediately felt that it was cruel to cheat such kind-hearted children as Amun. But if they don't cheat Amun, Amun won't leave. Guoran forced tears out of his eyes and squeezed out a smile. Good brother, how can we cheat you? When you go back, eat more, sleep more, and we'll be here. Well, listen to you. You must come to me. Amun finally agreed. The barbarian woman soldier just came over and took Amun. She told Guoran and others, to tell you the truth, we hate the human race, and we don't agree that Amun has contact with the human race, let alone let our future king follow a human race. However, Long Chen has changed our view of the Terran. We are willing to give the Terran another chance. We hope the Terran will not let us down again. Guoran was at a loss. He didn't know what the barbarian female soldier was talking about, but he held his head high and said, I don't know what you mean. The boss is not here, but I can answer your questions in the tone of the boss. First of all, Amon is our brother. For brothers, we can do everything we can do everything we want, we can do everything we want. Second, our Dragon Blood Legion, up to the Dragon Dust Boss, down to every Dragon Blood soldier, are all men of iron and steel. We are not afraid of difficulties and dangers, we are not afraid of Blood Sea and Corpse Mountain, we do not need anyone's pity, and we will not ask anyone for help. Third, our Dragon Blood Legion has made a promise. If we have any revenge, we will repay our kindness. We will always remember who has helped us. If you don't like us, you don't have to look at the face of Amon. Let's go our separate ways. But if Amon is in trouble in the future, you must inform us that even if we are separated by 9 days, we will come to save each other. You must promise me these, otherwise, even if the boss is not here today, even if we fight to the last one, we will never allow you to take Amon away. Guaran's tone was very tough, because the words of the barbarian female soldier made him feel uncomfortable. He felt like they were superior to the barbarians and pitted them, just like they were superior to the barbarians. Everyone in the Dragon Blood army was born proud. They couldn't bear such humiliation. If it wasn't for Amon, they would have turned over a long time ago. Amon's face also changed. Although he was not very intelligent, he could tell people's happiness and anger. What are you doing? Why make them angry? Amon was so angry that he roared at the woman soldier. The woman soldier was stunned. She didn't know what she had said wrong. I don't want to go back with you. I don't want you anymore. I won't marry you. I hate you. In his anger, Amon threw away the hand of the barbarian woman soldier, who was caught off guard and staggered. You guys, please calm down. Young people can't speak. It'll give you a good company. Just then, a barbarian old man came over. Although this barbarian old man is huge and has amazing chi and blood, he is kind-hearted and gives people a kind of approachable feeling. Moreover, his voice is very soft. Unlike other strong barbarians, his mouth is like thunder, which makes people dizzy. Grandfather. The barbarian woman soldier's eyes turned red when she saw the old man. She felt very wronged. The barbarian elder was the head of the Shuaman clan, but the barbarian disciples called him grandfather instead of the head. The head of Shuaman clan waved her hand to the barbarian female soldier and motioned her not to speak. He looked at Guaran and said, "You are all good children. For many years, there has been no pride like you in the human race. I hope you don't blame Jillian, because our blood people have been hurt by the Terrans, and they have been hurt deeply. But these things are in the past, so don't mention them anymore. Next, you should improve your accomplishments. Don't waste the time that Long Chen strives for." Seeing that the head of the Shuaman clan said so, Guaran and others were shocked. Obviously, this may involve a history of people who didn't do it. There is no hatred for no reason. Maybe the human race has really done too much. I will follow the instructions of my predecessors. Guaran hurriedly made a ceremony. Amon, say goodbye to your friend's Bloodman clan leader. Amon reluctantly waved to Guaran and others. It seemed that Amon didn't dare to be angry with the grandfather. However, when Ajiao reached out to pull Amon, Amon threw him away. Obviously, Amon was still angry with her. When the head of Shuaman clan saw this scene, he had no choice but to shake his head and wave to Guaran and others. Then he left with the strong people of Shuaman clan, but he didn't say hello to Feng Xinyu, the lord of the temple, the president and other strong people. It seems that this Amon should be the reincarnation of the king of the Bloodman clan. The Bloodman clan may return to its former glory. Feng Xinyu, looking at the back of Amon and others, can't help but gently tunnel, with endless emotion in her voice. The reincarnation of Man Wang? The crowd was taken aback. www.novelhold.com, the fastest update of the web novel. Chapter 4284. Feng Xinyu doesn't explain the reincarnation of Man Wang. Instead, she looks at Tang Weiner. Tang Weiner looks bitter. She knows what to do. At last, Tang Weiner left with Feng Xinyue and others. At this time, the strong men of other major forces came one after another. Please tell Longchen that I owe Longchen a great favor. In the future, as long as the dragon dust gives a command, I will be a 30 million strong man in Crow Mountain. If one person is less present, I will thunder tomorrow. An old man came to Guoran and others, solemnly. The old man was a strong man who respected the environment every day. At this time, he was covered with blood and was injured in many places. Obviously, just now, he was also trying his best to protect the Dragon Blood Army from leaving. Because the Dragon Blood Army has protected more than 300 elite disciples of his family. These disciples have absorbed a lot of Qiyun runes. Even if they die, they should protect them. It can be said that they are grateful to Longchen and the Dragon Blood Legion. Even if they die in battle for Longchen, they will not frown. These 300 elite disciples have endless future. They owe too much for their kindness. That's why the Zhangjia family leader is so excited. I'm very serious, Laozi is a hero. Only such a hero can bring out such a hero. They are willing to work hard for our Dragon Blood Army. How dare we not give up our lives to accompany them? If you leave, my elder brother will come back one day and get together in the river and lake. I will have a good drink with you. Guoran was also excited. Without Longchen, he seems to be the manager of the Dragon Blood Army. Seeing so many people showing gratitude and worship, Guoran suddenly feels that everything is so worthwhile. Well, it's fortunate for the human race to have heroes like you. After the Shuang sect, I will be dispatched by the Dragon Blood Army. Although my Shuang sect is not a famous family, tens of thousands of disciples can work hard for the Dragon Blood Army at any time. Another leader-level strong man came forward. Similarly, he was covered with blood, even an arm had been cut off, but his face remained unchanged, and he looked like a man of iron. In the future, whenever there is any assignment from Longchen, we will go through fire and water and die. Other forces also have a big drink. These strong people are involved in helping the Dragon Blood Army out of trouble. They are deeply moved by the pride of the Dragon Blood Army. Guoran, on behalf of the Dragon Blood Army, expressed his gratitude to them one by one. Many Tianjiao who supported the Dragon Dust hugged and said goodbye to the Dragon Blood soldiers one after another. They fought side by side and killed all the way out of a sea of corpses. That's why they cherish each other. Since ancient times, only heroes are the most important. Tens of millions of powerful people have left one after another, and their eyes are full of reluctant. For them, the biggest harvest of this Holy King meeting is not those Qiyun runes, but the encounter with Longchen. When they meet with Longchen, they know what a real hero is. Longchen lights up their way and makes them feel suddenly enlightened. It seems that their souls have been sublimated, they understand the true meaning of practice, they know their future goals, and they will never be confused again. In the end, the strong men of Xinghe's sect also left. They were greatly favored by Longchen. At the same time, they kept in mind Longchen's words and tried to spread Xinghe Tianxiongju, let it take root in 9 days and 10 places, and let more people know its existence. Everyone left, only the Dragon Blood Army, college students and the disciples of the Temple of War God. Zifeng, don't you go this time? Guoran looks at Yu Zifeng. Yu Zifeng shook his head and said, No, from today on, I will take my 4th army well. Hearing Yu Zifeng's words, the Dragon Blood soldiers of the 4th Legion cheered and were very excited. Gu Yang Mingyuan, Li Qi, you're not going, are you? Guoran asked. No, before we come here, we have explained everything and learned what we should learn. Next, we will fight for 9 days with the boss. Gu Yang looked at each other and laughed. See 3 people so reply, all the Dragon Blood soldiers on the scene, cheering, Dragon Blood Legion finally began the real reorganization. Haha, then I, Guoran, the commander-in-chief, will make a smooth progress. Guoran laughed. He was more excited than anyone. Brothers, your weapons and armor are all wrapped up in me and Xiaqin. Guoran exclaimed excitedly. The Dragon Blood soldiers cheered. This reunion is too hard. On behalf of Lingxiao College, welcome to join us. Let's go. The 18th branch of Lingxiao College has been activated. You are the first group of guests of Lingxiao College. Bailetian said with a smile. The crowd cheered and left with Bailetian. This time, the Dragon Blood Army, The academy students and the temple of the god of war all returned with a full load. When Byletian and others disappeared, there was a group of people looking at the direction of the Dragonblood army leaving from afar. One of the old men gave a long sigh. These people are not others. They are the strong members of the dragon family, one of the immortal families of the god family. The voice of sighing is from the elder. At this time, the elder has a complex face, with regret and helplessness. One drink and one peck, is it predestined? Chijue's sword is originally the magic power of supreme blood, which was created by the father of dragon dust, Long Zhantian, according to the characteristics of colorful supreme blood. However, although Long Outyin has colorful blood, he can't coagulate the sword with blood, so he has to make a Chijue sword for him to use. When Long Chen regained the 7-color supreme blood, he learned it in an instant. He not only directly condensed the 7 unique swords, but also condensed the 7 unique guns. Chijue gun? You can inform the forgers in the family. You don't have to work hard. The elder sighed, looking at the dragon Outyin who had been taken out of the blood and bone, with a helpless look on his face. Elder, what about Long Outyin? Would you like to help him with his life? Only you can save him. A dragon is a master. Long Chen doesn't want to give him any pleasure, which proves that he can't die in a short time. Long Chen needs to let him taste the pain he suffered before he can get rid of his hatred. As a matter of fact, it's also a kind of test to the dragon family that the dragon dust leaves the dragon proud. The elder shook his head. What are you testing? Asked the elder. Long Chen has both wisdom and courage. His wisdom is not under his fighting power. He deliberately keeps Long Outyin alive. On the one hand, he wants to make him suffer. On the other hand, he wants to see the reaction of the Long family. After all, Long Chen was born in the Long family. If the Long family is wise enough, they should know how to choose and treat Long Zhantian well. Only then can they have a chance to welcome the return of Long Chen. This is the only way out for the Long family. A long way to go. But Lao Zhu, I'm afraid he can't accept this way. The elder hesitated. In that case, the dragon family is in danger. The elder sighed. He took a deep look at the space gate in the distance, shook his head and left. And Long Outyin, like a dead dog, was carried by people, so the strong of the Long family disappeared in the vast wilderness. Peace is restored between heaven and earth. Only the terrible gate stands there, like the eyes of the devil. When it is fully opened, it is the day of killing all souls. www.novelhold.com, the fastest update of the web novel. Chapter 4285, Death. Long Chen roared. He hit hard, and almost fell to the ground. Long Chen was shocked. He found that the battlefield had disappeared. He was in a world he had never seen before. This is a dark world, surrounded by endless barren mountains, where there is no grass, looking at a bleak, like the end of the world. In front of all the strong disappeared. At that moment, Long Chen fell into a dull. He did not know how to appear here. Dragon dust. At this time, a deep call let Long Chen body a shock. He some can't believe slowly back. Then printed into the eye is a purple dress, like the relegated immortal Xian. When you see Xian moment, the face of Long Chen can't believe the color. Xian you. Let Long Chen can't believe is today's Xian body with a strong magic breath, that magic breath, then the meeting of the king of demons strong 10 million times. At that moment, Long Chen was shocked. How did Xian become a demon? Even her blood and soul fluctuated, sending out a strong smell of demon. Xian made Long Chen feel so strange. Seeing the strange eyes of Long Chen, Xian feels a stabbing pain in her heart. She doesn't dare to look at Long Chen. Xian, what happened? Who threatened you to join the demons? You tell me that if it is, I'll fight my life to save you. Long Chen pulls Xian's hand, and his eyes are full of anger. Xian is clearly a strong Terran. How can suddenly demonize? What is hidden in this? By the dragon dust grasp, looking at the dragon dust anxious appearance, Xian heart a warm. It seems that she misunderstood the dragon dust. Long Chen, if I fall into the evil way and become a witch, would you still like to be with me? Xian looks at Long Chen's trembling voice. No matter what you become, in my heart, you are all Xian and my favorite woman. Long Chen said in a loud voice. He does not know what happened to Xian, but for Xian, from the beginning of hostility to later acquaintance, finally come together, Long Chen's heart and Xian is completely interlinked. In addition to Mengqi, only Xian knows his mind best. Especially when Xian is playing the piano, Long Chen can hear her heart music from her music. Long Chen doesn't know the music, but he is a pair of bosom friends with Xian. His feelings for Xian are different from those of Tang Weiner and others, but what's the specific difference? Long Chen can't tell. Seeing that Long Chen answered so firmly, Xian's face burst into a sweet smile. Tears could not help sliding down her cheek. Her voice choked. I knew you wouldn't dislike me, you wouldn't dislike me. With these words, Xian pours into Long Chen's arms, buries her face in Long Chen's chest, listens to Long Chen's powerful heartbeat. Tears rustle down and wet Long Chen's skirt. Long Chen is surprised, angry and heartache. He is in a hurry. Instead of asking directly, he gently wipes Xian's tears. Don't know how long, Xian cried tired, unexpectedly fell asleep in Long Chen's arms. Long Chen gently holds Xian's delicate body, slowly sit down, looking at Xian blow can break the cheek. Long Chen's heart is very uneasy. In order to protect you, she chose to become stronger, to go through all kinds of hardships and sufferings, and to demonize herself. The difficulties and dangers cannot be described in words, let alone imagined by ordinary people. Just then a voice came. Long Chen went along with her reputation, and she saw a figure wrapped in a dark fog. The figure was slim and curvy, and it should be a woman. But her words are cold, without a trace of emotion. It seems to be condensed by the roar of the law, and her gender cannot be recognized from the voice. Who is your excellency? Long Chen asked. I am Xian's contractor. There is an agreement between me and her. She needs strength. Therefore, she will obey me in everything. That's humane. Did you demonize Xian? Hearing this, Long Chen's face suddenly changed, and the killing intention in his eyes was flowing. She volunteered. The man was cold. She is a Terran, so she should enjoy everything the Terran has. I hope you can let Xian go. Xian owes you everything. I can come to help her repay. Long Chen looked at the man, with a touch of supplication in his tone. He doesn't know what the relationship between Xian and this person is, but Long Chen doesn't want to see Xian demonized, so Xian will become an alien. Long Chen doesn't want Xian to bear such a big sacrifice. The contract has been made and no one can change it. The man was cold. Buzz Long Chen is very angry. Suddenly, the void surges. The heaven and earth cauldron appears in his hand. He stares at the human coldly. Xian is my lover. If the elder is not willing to raise your hand, Long Chen will have to offend. It's no use for you to offend me. The contract has been formed. Neither Xian nor I can change it. In addition, with your current strength, holding the sleeping Kundiang, you are just shaking the tree to fight with me. After you collect the 2 cauldrons and activate them, compare with me. People in the dark fog, cold tunnel. Her tone has always been cold, but to say this, with a tone of inherent pride. Who is your excellency? Long Chen asked. It doesn't matter who I am. The important thing is that you don't have much time. It's what you need to care about to wake up Kundiang. In the state of Saint King, I can see your performance. I seem to see the shadow of that man. The same careful and reckless, the same wise and stupid, clearly like an idiot, but can let so many people willing to die for you. That person cold tunnel, the sound is long, as if fell into the memory. Who is that man? Long Chen's heart is beating wildly. That person didn't answer. After a while, just wait. Originally Xian is still closed, and in a critical period, but she can't rest assured you, had to interrupt closed to see you. This interruption has ruined her several months of success, so this meeting is over. Next, take care of yourself. Who, all of a sudden, Xian in Long Chen's arms becomes transparent, and then disappears in such a strange way. Long Chen is shocked and shouts out in a hurry, Elder, let me say a few words to Xian again. And Xian hasn't said a few words, Even she hasn't asked what she has experienced in this period of time. How can Longchen rest assured? It's meaningless to talk too much. It's better to do something meaningful. There's not much time you can waste. The man replied coldly. With that, the figure of the man began to blur, and then the whole world began to tremble. Hey! Wait! Longchen can't help shouting. He still has a lot of things to ask. Boom! All of a sudden, the whole world crumbles. In front of Longchen's eyes, the whole person appears on the battlefield again. P.S. Today's backache for a day, one more, tomorrow's 3 makeup. www.novelhold.com, the fastest update of the web novel. Chapter 4286. The battlefield is still that battlefield, but there is not even a ghost shadow. However, in the endless battlefield, many magic soldiers have disappeared, and even fragments have disappeared. Obviously, the battlefield has been cleaned, and there has been more than one wave of cleaning. Even the bodies of many strong men have disappeared. Longchen stands in the void, looking at the boundless battlefield. Don't know why. Suddenly Longchen feels a burst of loss in his heart. Is there really only killing in my world? Why can't all living beings live in peace? Looking at the battlefield, red with blood, Longchen can't help murmuring. Killing will not bring happiness, will only bring endless pain, but in order to live, Longchen can only kill. Ming Hong's sword is broken. That's his greatest wish. Longchen has completed it, but Longchen himself is very sad. Blood Drink, Dragon Evil Moon and Ming Hong Dao were all the closest companions of Longchen, but they didn't accompany Longchen to the end. Every time he lost them, Longchen felt a stabbing pain in his heart, as if he had lost his direction and felt confused. Longchen sits on a mound of earth. The breeze blows and the dust is flying. The air is full of blood. Longchen seems to feel countless ghosts around him, whimpering or cursing. But Longchen didn't care. He sat there quietly, just like a statue. The sun rose and set, and the day passed. And Longchen just sat there quietly without moving. That day and night, Longchen thought a lot of things, and his thoughts were very confused. Longchen slowly stood up. Suddenly he was surprised to find that his body has completely recovered. He has not taken the initiative to heal. He wants to calm down and think about something in a weak state. He wants to see the world from the perspective of the weak. But unexpectedly, in a short day and night, his body has completely recovered, even his overdrawn soul has been completely filled, and the whole person's state can't be better. What's the situation? Longchen looks at his hand, and his face looks unbelievable. The return of the 7-color supreme blood has its own powerful recovery ability. The power of the 5 elements plus the power of yin and yang forms a congenital array. Don't you feel it? At this time, the voice of the dragon strongman came. Longchen then began to look inside. He found that his body had undergone strange changes. The colorful blood flowed back and forth in his body, just like a group of diligent craftsmen patrolling around. Where there were shortcomings, they would work overtime. The colorful supreme blood is like a child who has accepted his ancestors. He is excitedly transforming his residence and elaborately dressing up everything here. Only in Longchen's blood, there is a purple energy, in a state of deep sleep. That purple energy is from her mother's purple blood. No, where's my dragon blood? Dragon Dust suddenly exclaimed. He found at the moment, dragon blood has disappeared. Don't panic, the colorful supreme blood is your innate essence, and it has the highest fit with your body. If you let dragon blood and your colorful blood blend together, it will counteract each other's divinity. I've introduced your dragon blood into my tendons. The dragon people are strong. Dragon Dust just noticed that his tendons had begun to turn golden, and the power of the dragon had changed a storage place. Longchen was relieved. You have to thank Long Outyen. No, you should thank the dragon family. In order to activate your spirit blood, spirit root, and spirit bone, the dragon family will be ruined. In order not to let the blood, root, and bone lose their spirit, they used the best resources and finally completed you. The strong man of the dragon nationality said with a smile. Hee hee, thanks to your good teaching. Long Chen also says with a smile. Long Chen would have killed Long Outyin if he had not been encircled by the dragon strongman. Even if Long Chen had taken back the spirit blood, spirit root and spirit bone, he would have lost a lot. Now, the spirit blood, spirit root and spirit bone are raised by others. If they are taken back, they don't have to worry about anything. Long Chen is still dissatisfied when he thinks that the dragon strongman stopped him at the beginning. In fact, everything the dragon strongman did was for his good. Thinking of his temper in the past, Long Chen is really ashamed. Master, can I absorb purple blood and supreme bone now? Long Chen asked. The supreme bone is already in Long Chen's body. It stays in the gap that was dug away at the beginning. But at that time, Long Chen reluctantly fused the colorful supreme blood and had no strength to fuse the purple blood and the supreme bone. That's what I want to remind you. Don't be so busy with integration. Listen to me tell you something. The dragon people are strong. I'm all ears. Long Chen is in a hurry. The dragon strongman said, all along, there are many things that I can't tell you. I'm afraid that you will be exposed to the unbearable cause and effect, which will harm you. But now it's not the same. You're blessed with the Holy Spirit. Bad luck has been gradually offset. You should be able to bear stronger causality. Let me tell you first, in the world behind that gate, except for the human race, there are all kinds of creatures. Once the gate is opened, they will slaughter the Terrans to their heart's content. The battle will be much bloodier than this Holy King's assembly. Master, is this Holy King's assembly planned by Brahma? Long Chen can't help asking. Yes, since it was planned by Brahma, he is also a human race, and his followers are also human race. Isn't it that he did so by throwing stones at his own feet? Long Chen doesn't understand the tunnel. You child, sometimes smart, sometimes confused, are the Terrans all followers of Brahma? The strong of the dragon race have no good manners. Do you mean that the great Brahma wants to take this opportunity to eliminate the alien? Those who do not take refuge in him will be cleaned up? Long Chen took a breath of cold air. If this is the case, Brahma is too cruel. It is true that those who follow me will prosper and those who disobey me will perish. But how does Brahma ensure that the people behind the gate will not kill his followers? Long Chen asked. The power of Defantion is beyond your imagination. When it comes to forbearance, when it comes to playing pig and eating tiger, he is a grandmaster. His followers are all over the world. All you can see is just the tip of the iceberg. You don't know how much faith he has accumulated in the past billion years, but you can calculate it from Empta, Liao Bensong and others. They are just small minions under the great Brahma. They already have such powerful power of belief that they can easily cross the ranks and fight. It's not difficult to figure out how strong the great Brahma is. The dragon people are strong. Long Chen's heart is jumping wildly, and Defantion is more terrible than he imagined. Long Chen always thought that Emputa and Liao Bensong were Defantion's right arms. It wasn't until the 8 gods appeared that Dragon Dust knew that they were just small minions. No one knew whether there was a stronger existence above the 8 gods. The power of Brahma was too big to imagine. The cultivation of Brahma is not limited by the laws of heaven and earth because of the blessing of the power of belief. The so-called gathering sand into a tower, and the great Brahma is the person standing on the top of the tower. He said so much to remind you. Don't underestimate the great Brahma. Your identity of the 9-star descendant is well disguised. Even the 8 great gods are not suspicious. You must continue to disguise. Once your identity is revealed, Brahma may personally deal with you. Before you grow up, you are not at the same level as him. If you meet with him, you will die. The dragon people are strong. I understand. Long Chen's serious tunnel. Brahma, let's not talk about him for a moment. We can only talk about the creatures behind the gate. With your strength, among those young creatures at the same level, you can only rank above the middle. The dragon people are strong. No! Long Chen suddenly stood up. His face was full of disbelief. www.novelhold.com, the fastest update of the web novel. Chapter 4287 Hearing the words of the dragon strongman, Longchen was shocked. Longchen summoned the 7-star battle body. It can be said that in the whole Shengwang arena, it can push one piece horizontally. If you don't worry about it and have to deal with the half-step immortal level strong, Longchen can crush the whole challenge arena by himself. Longchen has always been convinced of the strong words of the dragon people, but this sentence makes him a little unconvinced. I know you are unconvinced and don't believe it, but that's the truth. I remember when your grandfather told you that although you are gifted, you have the best talent and perseverance. However, compared with the ancient strong, there is still a big gap, not because you are not good enough, but because you were born in the wrong era. The dragon people are strong. Because of chaos? Longchen asked. The dragon strongman said, yes, the rich chaotic chi and the complete laws of heaven will make people's spiritual roots wake up completely. In fact, your spiritual roots are just a reference standard for potential, no matter in the mortal world or the fairyland. The real function of Lingzhen is not like this at all. Even if it is the supreme, it does not really awaken Lingzhen. The root of spirit is also called the root of wisdom. Generally speaking, it is the root of spirit. The root of wisdom is the root of wisdom. The tree trunks are towering, and the roots are thousands of miles. Today's Terrans, orcs, or other races are like rootless duckweeds. They look very prosperous on the surface, but in fact they are not rooted in thousands of ways at all. Without the chi of chaos, there would be no soil for Lingzhen to survive. Not to mention you, even the ancient seal of the strong, Lingzhen is also in deep sleep. But the creatures behind the door are different. The aura they use is the chaotic aura that you can't get and regard as a treasure. Their spiritual roots are rooted in all kinds of Tao. No matter how strong their spiritual chi is, can it be comparable to chaos chi? Of course not. Longchen said with a bitter smile. Aura can be collected by spirit gathering array and can be extracted from spirit stone. However, chaotic aura is too few, and all major forces are precious as life. So, you are at a loss in the wrong time, but you also have a chance to make up for this gap. The dragon people are strong. How to make it up? Longchen is in a hurry. That is to use the present chaos chi and jiwang robbery to wake up your spiritual roots. Once the spiritual root awakens and takes root in all Tao, the chi and law of chaos will be close to you. In this way, the gap between you and the living beings will narrow, which is your only choice at present. If we can't wake up the spirit root, the vision can't get the blessing of chaos force if it can't get the approval of chaos chi and law. If the door is open now, even with the strength of the dragon blood soldiers, it is difficult to compete with the ordinary alien strongmen. It's like two people fighting each other, one holding vegetables and the other holding sharp blades. The advantages and disadvantages are clear at a glance. The dragon people are strong. So exaggerated? Longchen can't help but say, this metaphor is appropriate, not exaggerated at all. When you see the strong in that world, you will understand. The dragon people are strong. What should we do? Longchen asked. Do you still need me to teach you this? Have you forgotten that you are an alchemist? The strong of the dragon race have no good manners. Dragon Dust suddenly some embarrassed, he forgot this matter. There are many pills to promote Lingzhen, but Longchen has no Lingzhen, so he never cares about them. But you don't need to upgrade Lingzhen. Now I'll tell you about you. I have an idea. You can accept it. Master, it's all right to talk about it. Longchen is in a hurry. Now your spirit blood, spirit root and spirit bone are back, and the chaotic chi is pouring in. I have a bold idea, which is to let you return to the initial stage and refine your body again. The dragon people are strong. How to practice? Longchen doesn't understand. When you are in the world, you have experienced chi gathering, blood coagulation, tendon changing, bone forging and pulse unblocking. I have calculated before that the supreme blood condenses new blood, the dragon blood turns into dragon tendon, the supreme bone decays bone, and the purple blood condenses new vein. Because you have no elixir and are replaced by the sea of stars, your spiritual roots are scattered into the sea of stars, and one spiritual root turns into 18,000. This is a crazy idea. If you succeed, you will have all the powers of purple blood, dragon, 9 stars and human. Moreover, you can use these forces in turn, and the original force is endless. Even in a wheel fight, only one force can be used, and the other 2 forces can be restored, which will make your fighting power more lasting. If you meet a super strong enemy, all these forces will come together, and you will turn into a terror monster with immeasurable combat power. The dragon strongman said that later, his voice trembled. It was obvious that he was very excited. In particular, the last sentence is immeasurable, that is to say, even it does not know how terrible the future dragon dust is. Master, you are killing me. You know, I can't stand temptation at all. Long Chen clenched his fist and looked excited. Long Chen was the kind of person who couldn't walk when he saw the baby. Now the dragon strongman proposed such a terrible promotion plan, and he was instantly moved. However, Long Chen knows that this is just an idea of the dragon strongman. If he wants to realize it, he doesn't know how many dangers he will go through. If he can't do it well, he will lose his life. At the beginning, the dragon's body refining skill almost killed Long Chen several times. This time, it must be more dangerous. If it was in the past, I would never dare to say this idea, but now that you are blessed with the Holy Spirit, I think this plan can be tried. The dragon people are strong. Although Brahma has the ability to understand heaven and earth, he can change the time and operation mode of the challenge arena, but he can't control it. Dragon dust becomes a part of 9 days and 10 places. It is no longer the bad luck that used to be bad luck. Luck will also come to him. Therefore, the strong dragon people dare to tell him this idea after careful consideration, because it also knows that the dragon dust guy has a very poor determination. Once he is tempted, his heart will grow. He must have a try. Well, everything is arranged by our predecessors. Damn it, how bold a person is and how productive a land is. Courage is confidence and courage is output. Long Chen teeth bite, heart a horizontal, this matter's so settled. But before that, I'll go to the dragon's house. I have some accounts. It's time to settle them. Long Chen hesitated away. Yes, but you need to take someone with you. The dragon people are strong. With whom? That dragon boy. Lord? Don't ask so much nonsense, just take it with you. Dragon strong impatient tunnel. Dragon dust helpless, looked at the huge door in the distance, turned and disappeared in the void. www.novelhold.com, the fastest update of the web novel. Chapter 4288 The Immortal Family is the supreme authority of the human race. It is said that the family of the gods has declined. Now there are only 8 families in 9 heaven and 10 earth. Some time ago, the immortal family, the dragon family, appeared a peerless heavenly pride, rising like a comet, whose reputation surpassed all the monsters in nirvana. He is Long Outyin, the next one, but he has colorful blood and pure purple blood. Although the dragon family did not publicize the most powerful bones and spirits. However, the colorful supreme blood alone has already caused a sensation in the whole nirvana. The colorful supreme blood, one of the strongest blood vessels, has appeared in the dragon family. And many of the strong men who are attracted by the name are defeated by Long Outyin. None of them can make 10 moves in the hands of Long Outyin. At most once, Long Outyin fought fiercely for 3 days and 3 nights in a row, defeated 147 trios, and completely made Long Aotian's name resound through Niangshan. At that time, many people wondered why the dragon family was so high profile and proud, and why they didn't hide in the snow. Until the meeting, people found the answer. It turned out that the invincible dragon Outyin had been defeated many times by Longchen. The reason why he meets the challenges of the strong is to accumulate confidence and make himself more confident through victory after victory. Before Long family because of the strong rise of Long Outyin, a sensation, but now, Long Outyin lost in the hands of Long Chen, but also a tragic defeat, which makes countless people sigh. Long Outyin is not strong enough. It's a pity that he meets a monster. This monster can kill the immortal level strong. It's so strong that it's out of the limit of the realm and beyond people's cognition. At this holy king's meeting, the dragon family suffered a heavy loss, and the elite of the dragon family were almost wiped out. Even Long Outyen was deprived of his spiritual blood, spiritual root, and spiritual bone. In an instant, he became a useless man from the peerless arrogance. It is said that when Long Outyen was carried back to the dragon's home, the ancestor of the dragon's family was directly angry and vomited blood, threatening to pay for the blood debt of Longchen. Now it's 7 days since Long Outyen returned to the dragon's home. The atmosphere of the whole dragon's home has become extremely dull. Even the disciples who are guarding the door are all trembling and dare not slack off. Because these senior members of the Tianlong family, whose faces are as long as donkeys, are careful not to say or do something wrong and get caught. Longjia is located in Niangshan Alongzu. Almost the whole city is the site of Longjia, and Longjia is the core area of Alongzu. It is surrounded by mountains and rivers, surrounded by peaks, and the dragon dormant underground. It is a geomantic treasure land. But in the past there were many families, but today there are only a few. Suddenly, 2 figures come slowly to the gate of the dragon family. Who? Dragon. Dragon. Dragon dust. 2 people just close to the gate of the dragon's house. The strong guard of the gate cheered coldly, but when he saw the face of the dragon dust clearly, he stammered. Those 2 people are not others. They are Longchen and the Lord of the Temple. Longchen is easy to find Lingxiao branch. When he comes to the branch yard, Longchen finds the Lord of the Palace and explains his intention. Unexpectedly, the Lord of the Palace agrees directly and says that he owes Longchen a favor in Lingxiao Pavilion. This time he just pays it back. With the support of the Lord of the Temple, Longchen is full of confidence. Originally, Longchen wanted to fight with the dragon family. After all, his father was in their hands, and he didn't dare to force the dragon family too much. However, the dragon strongman's intention to ask Longchen for help is very obvious. He hates this way and wastes a lot of time and energy. He wants Longchen to be crisp. Tell your master that dragon dust is coming. Dragon dust light tunnel. The disciple was so scared that he ran away immediately. When he passed the threshold, he almost tripped. It was obvious that he was scared by Longchen. But the disciple reported that Longchen had been waiting for a long time, and no one came out to meet him. What are you doing? All of a sudden, the disciples of the dragon family screamed. Boom! With a loud bang, the gate of the dragon family was smashed by the dragon dust. The fierce force even broke through a big hole. The disciples of the dragon family guarding the gate were bleeding like a gourd on the ground. They went in with the broken bricks and tiles. Since I don't want face, I don't need to give you face. Hand over my father. Otherwise, don't blame me for being cruel today. Longchen cold voice shouts away, say words, so lift a step to go to the inner courtyard of the Long family. For a long time, the dragon family didn't react. It's obvious that this is to give dragon dust a bad impression. Of course, dragon dust won't get used to their problem. Bold boy, Longchen rushes into the dragon's house. A roar comes. An old man with white beard rushes out. He is a half-step immortal. As soon as he appeared, he directly clawed at Longchen and yelled, "Little beast, this is not the place for you to be presumptuous. Old man, it seems that you have a long life." Longchen sneered, 5 fingers as hook, the same claw to the old man. The old man didn't use his immortal power, and Longchen didn't summon his fighting body either, just fighting with him with the power of his physical body. Bang! 2 palms bumped together. Suddenly the old man's face appeared a sinister smile. His palms suddenly appeared a network of lines. Buzz, the net pattern is like thousands of poisonous snakes, crawling rapidly, wrapping Longchen's arm in an instant. When Longchen reacts, the net has covered most of his body. The old man was extremely insidious. The silk net was his immortal weapon. Seeing that the opponent didn't do his best, Longchen hit him immediately. It's not bullshit in my eyes to cut a half-step immortal. Give up resistance or you'll die. The old man of the dragon family snapped. He has great confidence in his moves. Once the poisonous stab on the silk screen infects the body, it will make people unable to move instantly. His moves have killed many strong people. He knows that Longchen is tough, but he bullies Longchen. He is young, proud, and conceited. As a result, he really guesses right. Longchen is caught by the net. Stupid idiot. Remember, in the next life, any conspiracy, in the face of absolute power, is pulling. Dragon dust is entangled by the net, but there is no panic, but with disdain in his eyes. The old man's face changed. Suddenly, the net in his hand tightened rapidly. With a yelp, half of Longchen's clothes were torn to pieces, revealing the dragon scale armor under his clothes. Among the golden dragon scales, there was colorful divine light. The old man's sharp thorn on the net could not penetrate it. The old man was so shocked that he suddenly felt bad. Some people exclaimed, "Keep people under me." Poof! Longchen's claw pierced the old man's head. "If you don't leave people behind, what have you done?" Punung! As Longchen's words fell, the body of the half-step immortal elder of the Long family fell to the ground. P.S. Third, we need to pay back yesterday's debt. www.novelhold.com, the fastest update of the web novel. Chapter 4289, Longchen, what are you doing? The elder appeared, and he looked at the dragon dust with a face of surprise and anger. The sentence that he had left before was called by the elder. It's a pity that he called in vain. Longchen has killed the strong man of the Long family. The old man has a very high seniority and is the same generation as his ancestors. What am I going to do? Don't you know that? Why do you know? Longchen Cold Tunnel. The dragon family's strong men are surprised and angry. They can't believe that Longchen killed the dragon family's ancestor-level strongmen in front of them. As a disciple of the dragon family, you have the blood of the dragon family flowing in your body. How can you do something to destroy the family? Even if he is wrong, he is also your ancestor. How can you kill the Lord? It's treason. The elder said angrily. Even with the great elder's calmness, he could not help but get angry. His anger was not only directed at Longchen, but also at the dead half-step immortal strong man. After he returned to Long's home, he strongly advocated giving up Long Outyin and returning to Longchen. Only in this way can he ease the relationship with Longchen. Long Outyin is a mistake in itself. The dragon family can't go on making mistakes all the time. Now that they have the opportunity, the dragon family must seize it. But what he didn't expect was that all the members of the dragon family strongly opposed it and thought that Longchen's behavior was too rude. Since he has defeated Long Outyin, he should discuss with the dragon family if he wants to take back the spirit blood, spirit root, and spirit bone. After all, in order to activate Long Aotian's spirit blood, spirit root, and spirit bone, the dragon family almost smashed in most of their belongings. Today's dragon family, even because Long Outyin is in poverty. Now the spirit blood, the spirit root, and the spirit bone are taken away by the dragon dust. The whole dragon family is very angry. Many people suggest that the dragon dust should be killed at all costs, and then the spirit blood, the spirit root, and the spirit bone should be taken back. And the speed must be fast, otherwise the spirit blood, spirit root, and spirit bone will be separated from the body of Dragon Outyin for too long, which may affect the divinity. Some people even propose to use the life of Longzhanshan to coerce Longchen to come, and then take Longchen down at one stroke. No matter how the elder persuades him, there are too many people who oppose Longchen. They think that Longchen is too wild to control and can't serve the dragon family. Even now that Longation has been abandoned, they still want to rescue him, but they don't accept Longchen. Elder himself is going to be crazy, but even Laozu is not optimistic about Longchen. He can't help it. He has been quarreling with the senior officials. So during this period of time, the atmosphere of the Long family was very tense, and the elder had great power, but he could not dominate the people's ideas, and no one could persuade the other, so he spent it all the time. The elder has seen the horror of Longchen with his own eyes. Moreover, the blood, roots, and bones of the spirit are originally Longchen's. Longchen takes back what originally belongs to him. It's not capture at all. However, the truth sometimes doesn't make sense, and the elder is also very helpless, but in his heart, He always hopes that Long Chen can return to the dragon family. When Long Chen arrived, he was in the Parliament Hall. Because of Long Chen, he was still quarreling with the senior officials, and he was still fighting for it. But at a loss don't know, Long Chen has killed come in when he arrived, just saw Long Chen start to kill. When Long Chen killed the old man, the elder's heart went down. Especially when he saw the lord behind Long Chen, he knew that the event was really bad. Long Chen, you have the courage to destroy the genius of our dragon family and kill the elder of our dragon family. Who gave you so much confidence? At this time, a cold drink came, and then a dignified white-haired old man came out. Lao Tzu, when the old man appeared, all the disciples of the dragon family saluted one after another. The old man was the ancestor of the dragon family, Long Tu. I don't need anyone to give me the strength of the dragon dust. The reason why I destroy your talent is that I want to get back what belongs to me. The reason why I kill your elder is that you can't blame others for your own death. Dragon dust negative hand and stand, cold tunnel. Even in the face of the ancestors of the Long family, Long Chen still looks cold and proud. When the Long family hang him in the door, Long Chen knows that it is impossible to solve the problem in a peaceful way today. Therefore, no matter what the other party's identity is, Long Chen doesn't care at all. Since everyone is cheeky, there's nothing to worry about. Long Chen, you are also a member of the dragon family. Everything you have is given to you by the dragon family, including your spirit blood, spirit root, and spirit bone. Without the dragon family, how can you have you? You even massacred the ancestors of your own clan. This is a great sin of deceiving the master and destroying the ancestors. But you have no regrets, which shows that you are a person of Bo Liang. You need to know that everything you have is the wealth of the dragon family. When the dragon family needs it, you should donate it for free. We have invested countless resources in Long Outyin. Only in Long Outyin can your spirit blood, spirit root, and spirit bone play the greatest role. As a member of the dragon family, you should take the responsibility to return your spiritual blood, roots, and bones to Long Outyin. Just at this time, an old man next to the ancestor of the dragon family stood out and yelled in a cold voice. Hearing the old man's words, the lord behind Long Chen's face sank. It was obvious that the old man's words angered him. It seemed that he had never seen such a shameless person in his life. Ha ha ha. Long Chen laughed angrily. Play this game with me? I'm blind. I'm a member of the dragon family? What did the dragon family give me? It's the beginning of filial piety. I take back what belongs to me. In your mouth, it turns out to be a great treason? If someone wants to kill me, if I don't resist, my parents will be heartbroken after my death. Isn't it more unfilial? Living between heaven and earth, and standing on the top of 10,000 ways, no one has the right to deprive others of their lives at will, not even their parents, let alone an old ghost they never knew. What's more ridiculous is that since you say Imbo Liangji, you want me to hand over the blood, root, and bone of the spirit. Is your brain maggot? I'm old enough to say that I don't have any logic in my mind, but am not ashamed of myself. I bark like a mad dog. Have you practiced all your accomplishments in your life on your face? What can you do but be cheeky? You. The old man of Nalong family was trembling with anger because his words were full of flaws and contradictions. In fact, he was not a good debater. He just relied on his seniority and liked to rely on the old to teach the younger generation a lesson. They don't dare to talk back to him, but Long Chen is not used to his problems. After a few words, he almost didn't die. Boy, if you talk about filial piety, are you not afraid that we will kill your father? The old man cried angrily. If my father lost a hair, he'll let you stay. When the dragon dust is threatened, his eyes suddenly black, boundless murderous spread. The whole person is like a raging murderer, extreme anger, let his face become ferocious. www.novelhold.com, the fastest update of the web novel. Chapter 4290. The old man of the dragon family threatened Long Chen with Long Zanshan. At that moment, Long Chen went away in a flash. Long Chen fought all his life, but he never killed his family. But the old man's threat made Longchen lose his mind for a moment. As long as they dare to fight against the sky, Longchen will dare to destroy the whole dragon family. What a big tone. Do you think the dragon family is your free land? The master of the dragon family cheered coldly. You try. Longchen's face was gloomy and he was gnashing his teeth. Kneel down. When the dragon family drinks cold, suddenly the whole dragon family vibrates. The buildings of the dragon family, which are millions of miles around, all light up. The ancestor of the dragon family is shining all over. His breath is rising rapidly. He is a half-step immortal. With endless divine light, his breath is gradually moving towards the real immortal. Kaka kaka. At the foot of Longchen, the earth cracked, as if there was a world directly pressing on Longchen. At that moment, Longchen's bones clattered, as if they were going to be crushed. But the dragon dust does not move, coldly looks at the dragon family ancestor. That terrible prestige always cannot crush the dragon dust. It's boring to gather the power of our ancestors to truly enter into immortality. Choking, all of a sudden, the lord of the temple gave a cold hum, and the sword came out of the sheath behind him. The light of the sword fell down, and the heaven and earth were separated. The whole dragon family, even the whole Aolongzu, was cut in two by the lord of the temple. Boom! Countless buildings of the dragon family collapsed, the earth was cut out of an endless gap, and the whole Aolong state was separated by the lord of the temple. Ling Xiao magic sword, the ancestor of the dragon family, was surprised and angry, and suddenly a mouthful of blood gushed out, which made the strong members of the dragon family scream. The dean overestimated you. He thought that you could bless a real immortal strong man in a short time with the blessing of your ancestors. Let me see how strong the real immortal strong man is. The result is really disappointing. As you said, are your resources wasted by Long Outyen? Is the power of our ancestors in deficit? The lord of the hall is cold. The ancestors of the dragon family are both surprised and angry. The truth is just as the lord of the temple said. In order to activate the blood, root and bone of the spirit of Long Outyen, they not only exhausted their resources, but also used their ancestors' power to awaken the colorful blood of Long Outyen. Because Long Outyen only has the fairyland, it takes a lot of effort to activate the colorful supreme blood, and the power of the ancestors is wasted. Because of this, even if the dragon family ancestors had the power of blessing, they could not reach the strongest level. It can be said that Long Outyen almost made the Long family go bankrupt. The Long family invested too much in Long Outyen and pinned countless hopes on him, so they were not reconciled. What does Ling Xiao Academy mean? Do you want to fight with my dragon family to the end? Even the Ling Xiao sword has been used? The ancestor of the dragon family was surprised and angry, and roared at the lord. It's no use shouting at me. Long Chen is the dean of Ling Xiao Academy. I belong to the temple of War God. I never interfere in the affairs of the academy. Because I owe Long Chen a favor, and I also want to see the power of immortal level strong, so do a Long Chen bodyguard. In order to return this favor, I will do whatever Long Chen asks me to do, including killing all of you. The lord of the hall suddenly grinned. Mori Bei's teeth were shining with cold light, like bloodthirsty beasts, which made people shudder. They'll just say it once, hand over my father, otherwise, everyone in the dragon family will die. Long Chen's face is gloomy. His divine sense swept all over the dragon family. He sensed the dragon Outyen lying in the basement like a dead dog, but he could not sense his father. Either his father was not here, or he must have been isolated by many big formations. His colorful supreme blood comes from his father. This kind of blood sense is very strong. Even Long Outyen, who has the breath of supreme blood, can sense it, but he can't sense his father. This is absolutely abnormal. When Long Chen said this, the face of the dragon family changed greatly, and the color of surprise and anger appeared on countless faces. As a god, when was the immortal family bullied to this point? But the dragon dust kills the idea to soar to the sky. Think of what the dragon dust does. This guy really dares to do such a thing. Dragon dust negative hand but stand, coldly looking at the dragon family ancestor. Also don't speak, wait for his reply. Long Chen's eyes are cold and firm. Although he comes from the dragon family, he also hates the family, which has no emotion, only talks about interests, not justice. Long Chen knows that this family has no feelings. When Long Chen shows his fangs, they can only compromise. The air seemed to solidify, but countless strong people in the dragon family did not dare to make a sound. The whole scene could be heard. Come on, bring Long Zanshan. The owner of the dragon family finally gave in and spoke coldly, winking at an old man. The old man is not someone else. He is the old man who said that Long Chen was rebellious and wanted Long Chen to hand over his blood, roots and bones. Seeing the old man, Long Chen's eyes narrowed and said coldly, "Why him? Only he can get into that place. Is there a problem?" The old ancestor of the dragon family is a cold tunnel. You'd better not play tricks, otherwise I have 10,000 ways for you to survive and die. Long Chen looks at the ancestor of the dragon family and the old man with a gloomy face. Who is Long Chen? At a glance, he can see that something is wrong. But at this time, even if he is intelligent, it is useless. His father is in their hands. Long Chen has no way. Long Chen can only warn them not to play tricks. He is not afraid of anything else. He is afraid that his father will suffer. Don't use the heart of a villain to spend the belly of a gentleman. Your father has been well in the dragon family. That Long's parents sneer that he is also a half-step immortal, but his chi and blood are withered and his strength is far inferior to others. But his strength is not so good, but his style is not small, and his voice is even higher. It seems that he is not afraid of dragon dust at all. When the elder of the dragon family left, the air suddenly became stagnant again. No one spoke or even dared to move. One by one, it was like a statue. After a full half an hour, the dragon's parents came back. He didn't come back alone. There were a group of people behind him. There were 4 people carrying a bed. On the bed, there was a skinny man. When he saw the man, Long Chen clenched his fist. The man was haggard, pale and weak, like a beggar who was about to die of hunger. The most important thing is that he only has the spirit of fire. His clothes are very expensive, but they don't fit. Obviously, they are just put on. They are not his original clothes at all. However, when he was carried in front of Long Chen, the feeling of blood connection made Long Chen burst into tears. This man was his own father. Well, Long Zhantian has arrived. You can go away. The elder of the dragon family was impatient and gave the order of expulsion. All of a sudden, the dragon dust moves, just like a ghost rushes to the elder of the dragon family. The dragon dust moves for a moment, and the elder of the dragon family drinks coldly and is about to fight. At the moment when he was about to release his hand, a long sword pointed at him. The lord of the temple said coldly, "You are forcing me to kill." Pa! At this time, Long Chen slapped the elder's thin face with a big slap in the face, and his face collapsed. I remind you, don't play tricks. Since you don't believe me, I will help you. Long Chen roared and grabbed the old man's shoulders with both hands. Poof! The elder of the dragon family was torn into 2 pieces by the dragon dust, and the blood dyed the void red. www.novelhold.com, the fastest update of the web novel. You're tuning in to the Passion Pages YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.